if one of your best friends, yeah, asked to date your sister, would you feel away about it?
Every man rub the back of their head, you know, at the same time. Jesus.
I'm never gonna forget that day.
I love them random questions that Wahala comes up with because a lot of the time shit has actually happened.
I'm never gonna forget that day because the answer that because we were watching from afar.
Did you? Was you?
We was watching and all we could go, that's my sister.
No, that's
Hang on, wait, was it
what-
Stav that asked?
It was yes.
It could only be Stav.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents, other small insects, Ghanaians, and women that wear weave and makeup. Welcome to another episode of Eloquently Saying Nothing. This is episode number 41. How y'all doing? I'm Stavros Boss. Who else do we have in the room with us tonight?
Yes, people. Yes. It's Mr. Wolf in the building. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been here, innit? It's nice to be back. And the proverb that you missed last week, I'll say today. To become number 2 would be hard. I'll start again. To become number 20 would be hard for a 19 to refuse to be associated with the one.
How did you manage to say number 2?
I don't know.
He did not see the 0.
What does that mean?
Basically, don't underrate people.
Say it one more time.
To become 20 would be hard for a 19 that refused to be associated with one. Did I say that first time round?
I think so.
Bruh, I don't know what you did. Listen, all right. So
Which proverb is it?
It's a Yoruba proverb.
That sounds like a Ghanaian proverb. And in the room with us we have tonight.
No, hang on one second. He said he had two. He hasn't been here for 2 weeks and he's given one proverb. So where's this week's one?
Yeah, it is here. Mambo. In fact, you go and then I'll come back.
Raw. Can't find it, innit? Simple Simon in the building, people. I'm about. Yes, I'm about. I have arrived.
And also we have...
Reaching out, I touch a stranger. Electric eyes are everywhere.
Okay.
See that girl?
Big tune.
She knows I'm watching. She likes the way I stare. And they say, why? Tell them that it's human nature. Why do they do me that way? What's going on, people? It's episode 41. She refused to take the cum.
Oh.
Man sang that nice song and then come out with that.
Can I ask you a question?
So that's rape.
Because you know your
Did she give
Nothing
consent?
to do with
you know
it.
your
Just didn't take it.
you know your prison sentence and your court case and everything that happened after that. Are you still allowed to touch strangers?
You talking to Simple?
I'm talking to you.
Because you're looking at Simple while you're talking to
Because you said the first word you said was touching strangers. I'm like, are you sure? But are you sure you're allowed to do that?
Always allowed to touch strangers.
Because we were wondering why you ended up in South Africa for such a long period of time.
My God.
And also in the room with us we have tonight.
What's good, people? Big Wahala's in the building. What's good, everyone? And what's your new proverb, bruv?
The new proverb is, or this week's proverb is, we should thank whoever looked at us with disdain. Many didn't bother to look.
I like that one.
Yes.
I like that one.
We should thank with disdain.
Yes, because somebody looked at you. At least they paid attention to you. You are.
Yeah, but what does disdain mean?
In other words, like disgust, innit?
So why should you...
Because at least they looked at you, whereas other people didn't even bother to do that.
He's a narcissist. He doesn't understand the concept of no one looking at him.
I don't know anymore.
Nobody likes to.
Yeah, but if he was past
no
sun,
one's saying that you
Yeah,
have
nobody
to
likes to look
agree
at him
with the
anyway, so it
proverb.
doesn't
No,
matter.
maybe I don't get it. It's saying anyone that looks at you should look at them with disgust.
No. He's saying basically, if somebody's looking at you with disdain, you get this often.
Oh, if people look at you with disdain.
Yes.
Okay, that's not what I gathered from what was said.
Man
the
said
way
you
that-
get this often.
We should thank whoever looked at us with disdain. Many didn't bother to look.
Okay, it's the way it's been written.
That is the
you
Stavros
could-
proverb, right?
You could
there.
say it.
It is.
either which
Nobody
way.
notices you, but the people that do notice you and don't like the way you look at them, just be happy that they noticed you.
Nah,
Exactly.
It's all right. I'm happy fading in the background, innit?
See, I told
You can't fade in the
Fade
background.
to black.
Fade to black.
He can't fade into the background. He is
The background. That's what it is.
Salute the background.
Swallow our sons.
Yeah.
Swallower of sons. You're any Galactus.
I came to devour your world.
How are we all this week, man? What's going on? Outside of the beef that Stavros has with Wahala right now. What's going on?
This stupid
Has
beef.
he got a beef? Is that a
Did
beef?
you read the whole thing?
I read the whole thing. I didn't say anything because I was gonna cuss him.
Salty, bro.
Me?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna cuss you, bruv.
Yeah, because you're kind of salty. I don't know what's going on with
I was
you.
properly gonna cuss you, so I said, you know what? It's best I don't say.
Listen,
nothing.
okay, we are
Is it
all
cycle?
we are all Nigerians here.
Cycle.
I had to look at the moon.
Is it just me hearing the thingy? Yeah,
It's clipping. It's clipping.
that's what I said. It's too loud, but it's cool. We are all Nigerians here, yeah.
Yeah.
So we know that the younger brother shouldn't talk to the older brother with such disdain.
What's the discussion we just had, Mr. Wolf?
That's what he's gonna bring up.
And what did I say?
That he sometimes does it to his elders himself.
Which elders?
Oh, come on.
What are you crazy?
Nah, bro.
Let me repeat. He's my younger brother. So
What's that got to do with anything?
if I've got friends that happen to be a couple of years older than me,
The same
they're
age.
my friends.
The same age. Like you and
Webs.
have got the same age gap as me and you.
He's not family to me.
Oh my
my
god.
Wow.
That's the one time you're supposed to put the gunshot in.
I don't even have any pearls to clutch. The pearls are falling off. I can't even clutch them.
Oh shit!
Can you imagine?
Man's just shot you right in the head top, boy.
Nah, that's.
Might as
You
well
know,
just be rude.
you know that RoboCop gun.
Man,
Yeah.
It's the one that you used on you, boy.
How can you say that?
I am just saying.
This man is part of the family, man. He can come here without us being there
I
and
know,
eat
I
food.
know.
That's like a thing in it. If a man can go to your house without you being there, your mum's house, open the door, walk in and receive food, that's family right there.
Is it?
Webs can do
Yes.
that.
Yeah, that's.
Africans would just do that.
No.
That guy.
Just go into your house while you're not there. Say to your mum, "Hello, auntie," blah 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 blah,
Really
and
prostrate.
receive food.
Listen,
In fact, not receive it. Go and collect it themselves.
the point is, he's not my blood younger brother, or I'm not his blood younger brother.
What's that got to do with
Of
respect?
course it-
What's that got to do with respect, though?
If we're talking about Nigerian
Seriously.
culture, which you're talking about,
Elders.
what has that got to do with
Period.
anything?
It makes a difference.
It doesn't.
No,
He's not your
no.
age mate.
That's,
See, this is what I'm saying. This is how
Salaks, yeah.
hold on a minute.
If you had an older brother,
He took it to
you would talk.
Salaki, you know. Wow. He took it old school. He wanted
He
to
went
make you
original.
He wanted to make you understand where
Salaki,
you
you know.
we're taking it to that era. Where man used to call man Stalaki.
I don't even think the masses know you as that.
Oh, but wait,
Yeah.
wait,
Panani
Before
Stalaki.
you even cross my mind,
hold on. He's showing respect though
It's what-
by going
but-
straight to Stalak.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
Forgetting about me.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know.
No, but
I don't know.
Basically, there was a little disagreement that
By rights, you should just get beaten.
Wahala and Stavros had in our WhatsApp group. I look at these things and just did a big sigh because them two argue like bitches anyway. You get me?
Oh,
You two.
Yes.
Rub the chest. Rub the chest. Rub it.
You two do go in a bit.
You
Yeah,
do.
man.
Yeah, but that's the point. We're brothers. We argue like brothers. So yeah,
No, sometimes
but-
your arguments are
we argue
they're
like brothers,
over
man.
the level of brothers.
nah.
okay.
Sometimes you argue like sisters, man.
Today, yeah.
Today was sisters.
Today's one. And it wasn't. No, it wasn't sisters. It was sister. There was only
It's
one
just
person
one sister,
that wigged out today. Like, I'm not even joking. When I was reading it, this is exactly what I heard in my head. Damn, homie. Back in the day, you was the man, homie. What the fuck happened to you? That is exactly what I heard in
You
my
know
head.
what?
When I was
When it happened-
what the hell?
You can see what because he hasn't seen what I wrote after. But I had to just say I was just like there must be something wrong with him or he's stressed out or something's bothering him because I don't understand.
Do you know what it
why
is?
he's that upset about something like that.
Wahala was saying to me before these man come in. You know, text messages sometimes could be misconstrued.
Yes,
You
But the
understand?
voice
So-
note can't be, can it? So
yes.
so exactly.
Yeah, but
So,
you
I-
didn't react to the voice note.
Yes, I did.
No, you had reacted before
Before,
the voice note.
I was annoyed about the initial
he
thing.
explained.
Yeah,
And then
but I was annoyed about the initial thing.
yes.
I wrote whatever. I don't think what I wrote was rude. That's the point. So you come at me with rudeness as my younger brother when I wasn't rude to you. But
Yeah, but what he's saying that he wasn't, it was very nonchalant.
Of course it was rude.
yeah,
Did you
but
listen to the thing?
So
Man kissing his teeth.
simple.
How Can you kiss your teeth?
From my
At me.
From my point
I
of
haven't
view.
said I ain't saying nothing rude to you. You know, you kiss your teeth at
okay,
me.
But all of that
And
wasn't
that's
the
not rude.
problem.
Yeah, but let me give you
Okay,
the.
all of that wasn't the problem.
You go kiss your teeth.
You see
to your
all
older
this,
brother.
all you're talking about, all the details you're talking about, that wasn't the problem. You know the thing that pissed me off?
What?
Really pissed me off? Man cut out the room, yeah? All right, fine, he cut out the room. I thought, bitch mover, what can you do? Cut out the room. The thing that pissed me off the most was when he gets invited back into the room, man says, oh, I don't know if I'm coming down. You don't have to tell me. So not only does he want to leave, he now wants me to beg him to come back.
That's why I didn't even say nothing again. I left it. I emailed Webbs. I said, tell your boy, because I don't know what he's doing now.
I said nothing.
He's like he's
crying.
crying.
Don't cry for me,
Argentina.
Listen,
No, for me, I said to myself, that is narcissism in action. The man leaves. I didn't send him to go nowhere. He leaves, and then when he wants to come back, I've got to now beg him to come back.
No,
He's Donald.
I said,
you're
pussy
Donald
bum.
Trump of the
I said, pussy
podcast.
bomb buckler. What
That's
do you
Donald Trump Davids, boy.
so
You're not invited to the White House. That's what you did. That's what you did. You're not invited anymore. Nobody else to come anyway.
I think the question that needs to be asked, Stav, are you okay?
I'm fine. Apart from being disrespected by my younger brother.
Oh, come on, man.
So taking that aside, this thing about whether I should come or not. So for those of you, well, all of you, you don't know what happened. I'll just give you a brief little thing. Obviously, you hear that I'm upset with my younger brother. I thought he was rude.
Younger bro. He keeps calling me young. He's trying to push it out there. The
but
agenda, innit?
that's well,
Fake news.
all right, but it's not fake. It's real. So, anyways, I thought I was disrespected by him, and I said you should apologize. All right, I ain't coming. I'm not coming to the podcast. He said,
He thought he
he
was,
said-
Bitch, move.
he thought he was proper Bobby today.
There
innit?
should
no.
be a
He
bitch
thought
button
he
on
was
there somewhere.
proper Bobby
He
Browning.
snorted that cocaine and was on it today.
I don't need y'all.
I'm not coming to the podcast.
I can do better by myself. I'm gonna go home and fix the damn shower.
Look. Let him finish because I wanna come back. So finish what you're saying.
all right. So, I feel that let's see. This is what I'm saying about when I'm interrupted, man. I always lose train of thought. Anyways, I was upset with the boy. I left yeah. I said apologize or I ain't coming to the thing. He said
God.
he said do what you're doing in it. That's your business. I said I'm cutting out. I said fine then do the podcast yourself. And I left the group.
He left the group.
I left the WhatsApp group. Alright?
All right. So
I ain't finished.
okay. So go. Okay.
So then I mulled it over and I realised that it's not fair on the rest of you guys. I wasn't really worried about Wahala. That's how I see it. You man weren't involved in the argument. I didn't give you a chance to even
Breathe.
to do nothing. I just cut out. So I think as a disrespect to the three of you people that I should say, let me come back. All right?
Okay.
So when I came back, I said, well, as far as I'm concerned, I've disrespected, which is why I apologized straight off. And now that I've apologized, do you guys even want me to be part of the thing? Because
No, motherfucker.
No,
You're
no,
supposed-
get out.
You're supposed to
God
ask. If you're saying what you're saying, what I think you're saying,
Go on,
you're
then.
supposed to ask us.
Okay,
if I can come back.
alright,
We're not supposed to say.
alright,
I
we
want you back,
I will
bro.
explain that one then, because my wife, when I came back in and I told my wife this is what I said, and she said exactly what you said, Simple Simon. So it sounds like you're waiting for them to beg you to come back. That's exactly what she said, and I said no. I said, and this is real deep stuff now. So you might even want to cut this out when it comes to it. I don't know, but I said, wife, did I want to redo the podcast in the first place? She said no. I don't want to do the podcast, do I? He said no. So I'm not doing it for me, am I? So when the guys came back, you said you wanted to do the podcast. I said I don't want to do it. I lie? Mm-hmm. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. You guys said we want you to do it, so I'm doing it for you. Whether you feel that way or not, I'm not doing it because I want to do it. So I'm doing it for you guys. Have
you got any heartstrings on that?
No. The point is, I'm doing it for you guys. If you want me to continue doing it for you guys, then let me know. If you said after if you want to go, then just go about your business. Same as what Wahala thinks. You know what? We don't need the drama. I doubt you would say that stuff. Don't get me wrong.
I didn't even say all of that. You know that, but anyway, Karen.
No, but all right. Either way, basically, I just don't. I don't impose myself on the situation. I've come out. For me to come back in, it's like we allow you to come back in. That's how I look at it. I didn't look at it as you're begging me. It's like, yeah, you're allowed back in the room because who told you to leave the room in the first place? It's not that I can leave the room and come back I see almost that as a disrespect. Like, it doesn't matter what you guys think. If I want to leave, I want to come back.
Initially, it was me that gave him the moniker of being
He is officially.
I said before that he's a clitoris, right?
Yes.
I did say that was me that said
It's
that, right?
so top drawer official.
He's
now.
no longer the clitoris. He is now the entire vagina. Cervix, labia minore, labia majore, the whole shebang boogie, the entire vagina. And I don't mean that to disrespect vagina either,
Any boys to men
because
movement.
I do love it. You know what I'm saying? But he really, that's
Stav,
it.
have you finished?
We belong
All right, so-
together.
Take it down. All right. Anyway, do you know one thing that you man didn't touch on last week?
You know, just cut me. I didn't even get my chance to rebuttal, you know.
Do we want to hear it?
But you know what? For me, no, there's no reason for it. Fair enough. To be honest, I don't actually understand what the rebuttal would be.
Neither did I. I was thinking, what is it you want to say?
Okay, so you actually think that you didn't say anything bad towards me for me to respond back the same way? Because I actually responded back the exact way that you responded to me. You did that, innit?
But you're my younger brother. You can't do things equal to me and say it's the same.
Okay, so
I forget
that.
Is that not true then? Is that not true
people,
now?
all people are not made equal. Sorry.
My younger brother can't talk to me the same way I talk to him and say it's equal. It's not equal.
Do you know what even makes me laugh? I thought I'd cut the thing off before. I thought I'd cut the thing off before I kissed my titty though.
But that's the point. You didn't.
But I was still kissing my titty at you. But the fact is, the original thing.
Hold on.
Written
KMT is not as deep as
in capital letters.
Do you know what?
In capital letters.
Mr. Wolf is gonna interject, and he's gonna say what I'm gonna say. Yes. No more talk about arguments, bruv.
But I don't get a chance to say nothing.
Let him say his
Of
piece,
course
man.
you do. Does he get a chance to say something?
Well, he didn't really. You just cut him off.
No, generally.
No, I'm talking about now about this whole thing.
Say your piece then. Say your piece.
Yeah, so but you kissed the titty. So basically, yeah, we was having a conversation about something. He asked somebody to do something, and I was thought I was being nice. I said, you know, I can do it, offering. And then he then decided to tell me that I've done this and I've done that and I've done this in the past and blah, blah, blah. And then he kissed his teeth. So I was like, okay.
I wrote KMT.
In capital letters. So then I said...
I think autocorrects are capital letters.
Well, whatever. He came through to me in capital letters, didn't it? So then I said, oh, whatever. Like, and this is why I was saying to Mr. Wolf, that when you say it, sometimes it comes out differently. Because what I wrote after was like, whatever, it's all right. I was just trying to help type thing. But then after that, he came back again to start telling me something. I was like, so then I sent a voice note and I was basically saying, look, I'm just saying, I was trying to help in it. If somebody, I didn't know you didn't want to think. I was trying to help the thing, blah, blah, blah. That was it. He then came back to say that I now have to apologize. This is the thing that made me laugh so much. It was the prima donna behavior of him. Like, it was the ego. I now have to, I'm not having that. If you're going to be saying that to me, then I'm leaving the podcast. And I'm like, huh? What? In my head, I was there eating a patty, and I was like, what? What's this now that he's coming with this now? I was just looking at the patty like, what's going on now?
You're asking the patty.
Yeah, why is this man going on voice like you're like the meat inside? Like I was like, what's going on? and then
voice like the meat.
Yeah, but everybody's already. Right, we even established this last week. You can't really talk to Wahala. I remember there was getting me last week about how I'm the most terrible human being when it comes to all of this. So I'm like, are you really trying to threaten me with this type of threat?
No, it's not a threat. Anyways,
Whatever it was, man.
I don't make threats.
Whatever you were doing then, that seemed to me like a threat.
What's a
Or
threat?
an
What's a
ultimatum
threat
then? Like you're threatening
Yeah,
to do something.
ultimatum. You could say that. It's fine. It's not a threat.
For me, that's the
don't
same
use
thing.
the word in the wrong way. It's not
Whatever
the
it
same
is,
thing.
man, that's what I saw it as. So I was like, I don't know why you're giving me.
No.
What's this now?
Actually sounds like one of us.
Yeah, so so then you're giving me the ultimatums. So then I was like, well, I just don't understand. And then I just said, whatever you want to do. That's all I said. I didn't even care after that. I was just like, if this is to upset you that much, I'm not gonna apologize because I don't understand what I'm apologizing for. So you do whatever you want to do.
You don't think you're rude? Forget what I did.
No, I don't even think I was being rude, really.
Okay, you see, this is what I'm saying. But anyway, let's
You pick and choose when. This is the problem that I've got with you, yeah. Because we've had a conversation about this just this week. You pick and choose when things are rude, and it only seems to happen to be rude when you're coming towards your direction. When it's coming away from your direction, suddenly it's always and it's fine. It's not a big deal. What is it? What is it? Am I trying to be rude? Am I trying to be thingy? You would say to me no. But then when it's coming your direction, suddenly it's the rudest thing, and I just can't be dealing with the hypocrisy. Personally,
being rude.
I can't be dealing with the hypocrisy. But anyway, let's carry on with the podcast, man.
He pronounced the entire word.
You're here now. We're happy that you're here. You're very welcome back.
Hypocrisy.
Well, welcome back. We're begging you to come back.
Who's begging who to come back?
Ian, you was begging him, man. Come on,
Who?
Phil. I'm sorry, Phil.
I was. Today I said no.
Yeah.
I like the way everybody just ignored him. It was quite nice.
I was watching my son play football, mate. I wasn't really that interested.
You know what? I got a feeling that you, man, just look at the phone sometimes and say that.
I had a big sigh. I was like,
about right.
Flipping
I
hell.
definitely looked at the phone and said,
You know?
not again. What the
I
hell
was
is
already
wrong with you,
annoyed,
Black?
and then I looked at that and I thought, flipping.
I want the world to know that Web Slinger, of all people, was the go-between person to sort out all, or my side anyway, I don't know what he did with stuff, to make sure everything was nice and no problems was happening. Web Slinger. That's where you know how bad it's become. Web Slinger's the in-betweener.
No, he's the elder. So
I don't know if it was people to know that.
I don't really give a fuck. I just need this shit to be sorted out. You lot just talk nonsense and act like crybabies over nonsense.
You gotta like to say I haven't seen you argue with your brother.
Yeah. I've argued with my brother and now he's dead. Okay? So let's lay that one to rest. I won the argument.
God damn.
We're going to hell, man. Because MG will send us there as well. He's probably cussing for wherever he is. Yeah, bastard.
MG is looking down saying,
You did it nothing, you bastard. I hate wait till you get here. I'm gonna kick you back. As always, salute MGM, man.
yes, my bro.
Rest in
So
power.
yeah, between the
rest
two
in
of you,
power.
please, can we just do what we're here to do? The argument is just so nonsense and futile.
I don't think that people want to hear about it.
It's
to be
annoying.
honest. It's like,
I'm
you
thinking
know,
the listeners are like, why the hell am I tuning into this rubbish?
that's what I'm saying. So I will talk about what you didn't speak about last week.
They
I can't
pray for
believe-
our downfall.
Do you know what? Did you speak about Nigerian Independence?
Did you listen to last week's show?
I didn't listen to all of it.
Nigerian Independence. Last week, I forgot.
didn't. I knew you would.
I forgot about Nigerian Independence.
That's what I'm saying. So basically, salute Nigeria, and
I don't know if I'm saluting Nigeria.
no.
I
I'll tell you why.
I don't
that
celebrate
I
it.
do.
We
Do
mentioned
you
it at the
understand?
end. We did mention it.
Okay, and I'll explain why Mr. Wolf does. There
What?
is such.
What was that Black History Month? Sorry,
Black
we
History
mentioned
Month.
Black History
Sorry.
Month.
Same
Okay.
difference.
Same thing. But sorry, my mistake. Continue.
Can you say sorry?
He said sorry several
I'm
times.
really joking. Just wind up. Anyway,
I can apologize.
Nigeria's
Sincerely.
Independence Day was
Never
on the
sincere.
1st of October.
Mm.
Yeah.
And sometimes Nigeria gets a lot of bad press, but I celebrated. I went out. I done a little something.
He didn't
And,
invite, man.
do you know what? It's not until the day before that I remembered that our man Alexander was doing something. He done a little, quite a big plush dinner type thing.
This black don't invite us to eat. No way. It's like he's ashamed of us,
I don't know.
He's ashamed of us.
He's ashamed of us.
Maybe.
You are not going to invite those Stavros and Wahala because they will just argue at the dinner table.
And you probably would. And there was some good people there, some big names.
Yeah, I see Eloquently was there.
Eloquently.
Did you ask her about the thing?
I went straight in, bruv.
Is it?
Dive straight in. Yeah, I asked her.
You can't tell you what she said though. You're not allowed to do that.
Why not?
No, you can't do that.
My friend, tell him what he said. What do you
Why?
mean? The whole reason of us having a pod is so we can talk about what we heard about other
You
people.
know, Alex is a bastard because he invited me to the raves and whatnot. Because I don't rave anymore, I always turn down the raves. But I said, if you're doing anything else, let me know, innit? But sometimes you tell people no, and they just scratch you off the list. It's like this person said no too many times. So later to them.
I don't know what he's thinking, to be honest. But anyway, Eloquently, I said, look, you're brave. I'm really glad that you
You want to remind the masses?
remind them of
Yeah,
the
tell-
fact
tell
that
the whole story.
Eloquently is a Chelsea football player who's got over 100 caps for England. She had some racial comments put towards her by
Allegedly.
the England manager, straight up. And he has now since been sacked for different things, but I think that they use those different things as an excuse to get rid of him because of what he said.
So what did she say?
Now, I said that you were brave. I'm glad that you spoke out. And he said, well, it's not really brave, to be honest. I just did probably what anybody else would do. They thought that I would push it under the carpet, and no. And they weren't. I wasn't someone to be messed with. And, there was a lot of good Nigerian people there.
Yeah, I saw a picture of her, and it was a much better picture than the Daily Mail was pushing out.
Yeah, she was in a nice red dress. Anthony Joshua's mum was there.
Ah, Mama Joshua.
Yeah, Mama Joshua was there. And his sister was there.
Yeah.
And she's got the same name as me. Yeah, full name as well. Yeah. Do you know Maro Itoji?
No.
Rugby player.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
He's
about.
a giant, bruv. He's like 6
Is
foot.
he the one with the dreads?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
He's quite
in
big
these-
now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
Quite
a
big now.
big name, and yeah, there's a lot of good business people there. Good for networking. That was good. It was a good night.
Did you network for ESN podcast?
I network. Period. So whenever I network, I'm networking for everything.
This is why Mr. Wolf is Mr. Wolf.
Trust me.
Under the dog.
Yeah, I like that.
Under the dog, mate.
I feel secure now.
Yeah, but the thing is that the reason why he done that was to celebrate good Nigerian people, and I put a message out in.
That's why Wahala wasn't there.
You're funny. The reason why I put the message out in our group is to say let people know our names and let them know that there are good Nigerian people out there.
There was somebody listing us, the successful Nigerians out there, and they list off all these names and blah, blah. And then people were coming from everywhere else like, you forgot this person, you forgot that person. And there is a lot of Nigerians doing work at the moment, doing bits, as we like to
Doing
call
bits,
it.
doing
Now you got
bits.
people like Jadena doing his bits out there. You know, you got what's this guy, the Star Wars guy that we all love,
Oh,
Jobo
yeah.
Yega. You got all them man there. Look, the lady from Insecure, the friend. She's
she's
Nigerian as
Nigerian
well.
as well.
She's the Nigerian version.
Got that?
Igbo life.
So if anybody Igbo mans are out there looking for virgins, she's one boy apparently.
She is. She's openly said that she's a virgin.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's kind of a tagline at the moment.
Yeah, that's a thing that she's pushing in, the virginity.
Ah.
So there's a couple of goats extra for her just because she's not past
That's
penis
quite
through her.
interesting. How old is she?
I don't know. Old enough to be able to have had sex. Put it that way.
We'll get to a question. What would you prefer it that way or not? But let's continue with listing Nigerians.
So yeah, there was bits and bobs. So there was a lot of them that came through, and it was inspiring to see that, you know, a lot of Nigerians are doing things. So they was talking about a lot of the artists as well, because a lot of Nigerian actual artists. When I say artists, I don't mean musical artists. I don't mean,
You mean
actors.
canvas artists?
I mean actual artists.
Artists. There was an artist there. There was a musical artist and an artist. I can't remember their names. God forgive me, but yeah, there's some serious
Yeah,
talent coming.
so obviously,
out
you know,
back
Beyonce used a couple of one Nigerian artist to do a lot of the Yoruba traditional paintings in the videos that she did for Lemonade, Salute Lemonade. So, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, we're
I didn't know that.
We're doing bits,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
we're doing bits, but the economy's shit.
Yeah,
So that's the problem. We're all doing bits in different areas of the world, but Nigeria itself is doing shit.
Did you
The
know
pound
that
to the naira is
Yeah.
like ridiculous.
it's ridiculous? Did you know the president was in this country for a lot? Of,
Yeah,
like,
but he
loads
was
of months?
unwell.
Yeah, but there's people obviously saying that they were trying to kill him. Innit?
They said that somebody said that he was cloned here in London. Only that just was it.
Man was
he
in London,
He was
you know.
cloned. But yeah, he was here trying to get well.
Yeah.
I want people to know that clone story was in a Nigerian newspaper as well. It wasn't just idle gossip.
Is that not the same newspaper that said that a goat committed robbery and actually they arrested the goat?
Potentially.
Was it
TMZ,
the same
yeah.
one where they said that the goat turned into a person?
Yeah,
That's the same.
the robbery.
Well, that sounds like Manimal. You remember Manimal?
Yeah, I remember about that.
Insert
You remember Manimal?
Nollywood sound effects here.
You know Manimal?
What?
What?
You know what we forgot to
Manimal
discuss
was bad.
last week as well, which we really should have discussed, the Zimbabwe did you ever all you see the Zimbabwe fight in the courthouse?
Oh,
I mean, in
Uganda.
It was Uganda.
Uganda, sorry. In the
Man just casting this measures.
look at the Zimbabwe's people's names. Yeah, the Ugandan, political parties.
That's how you get a point across.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but do
One
you
of my bona fide was Uganda. Now I had to go straight to her.
Can I ask you a question though,
Look at
fam?
People, fam.
Did you see the one that put the headband around his head like Ryu?
Yeah, standing on the table. It's like he took off his tie. It wasn't even a tie because he was still wearing his tie.
Yes.
Yeah. So where did that headband come from?
Do you know what would have been good?
No,
is
wait,
if,
hang on.
is if somebody done some special sound effects.
No,
You
no.
didn't have to.
Hadouken.
You didn't
No,
have to
no,
because there was
no.
one arty in the background that was just going, yeah. No one's actually hitting each other in the whole video, you know.
No, did you see that? I don't know if you saw it.
They
yeah?
were.
There was a piece in there where the man went up on the table.
Yes.
and did one Michael Jackson spin. And then he did one Michael Jackson spin on the table. And I was looking at him. I was like, no, he did that. Seriously, his clothes was flying.
But then he fell down,
No,
bro.
he jump kicking the guy in his head.
I saw somebody get on the table and then fall over off the table down.
That's the first one. The one after him got up there, did the Michael Jackson spin, and then trying to drop kick.
So,
someone
You know,
else.
there's many different countries where they've had this.
I was about to
in
say.
the houses
I
of.
saw a whole
the politicians.
compilation
Parliament
of
houses.
beefs. Still the best one I think was in Turkey.
where they're throwing shoes.
Yes.
Nah, that's Iran. I think they do that
Iran
one.
was
But there's
the
one in
biggest.
Turkey. I think it was Turkey, and they had the best one because one man ran from one side of the room, jumped on the table, and then did like a Superman punch into somebody else's face, and that was it. Mass brawl. But you know when you feel about your country, things are going bad, and then you just see something like that, you're like, you know what? Nigeria's bad, but at least at least we're not fighting. But Nigerians won't fight anyway.
Did you see the interview one where the guy got up and just shot the other guy?
what?
I think it was one of them Eastern Bloc countries, either Bulgaria or something.
I've been saying this.
Man got up and he just shot that other guy in his leg on TV.
Wow.
Why in his leg though?
They were in the interview. They were into interview.
I think I've seen
it
that.
got heated, and my man, you just see my man step back. He's gonna blur.
Pull out the
And
thing.
everyone was like,
Hollering
oh.
morphine.
Eastern Europe blocks there, man.
They
Be
don't.
careful
E
them,
block
man.
is different.
The E block is different.
But yeah, man.
Who celebrates Nigerian independence?
Now, not
I celebrate Nigerian good.
Okay, that's one. Any of the rest of you?
I'll have an extra portion of jello.
I used to celebrate it. I still celebrate it now, to be honest, if I remember. I will celebrate Nigeria. I don't know about if...
I celebrate Nigerians.
Yeah, I celebrate Nigerians, but I actually forgot. And then when I did remember, I just thought, I can't even celebrate you lot this year. You lot have been disappointed, man.
You know the thing is that our parents would go as far as to say that there's no reason to celebrate, the countries, this and that and blah, blah, blah. But you got to go deep, when it comes to the country and its apparent age since
57 now?
57 since independence. And you got to go deep, a lot deeper than the reason why we're like this.
Yeah,
and the
we
reason
know.
why we're like that.
I'm not disputing that, but come on, bruv.
What's that?
A lot of it is still our mistakes now.
Of course,
now
no
it's
one's disputing the fact that we have issues, but your mum, my mum, our parents would still say that they're proud to be Nigerian.
Yeah, but they're also...
No one's not saying they're not proud to be Nigerian. They're just saying they ain't trying to celebrate independence. It's not. I don't think the two things are the same.
Yeah, the country at the moment
in
the moment is not a country that everyone's saying, what, the independence thing in the first place, we shouldn't have to be independent from something we shouldn't have been in the first place, for one.
Yes.
Right? And then two, this country at the moment is not doing the job they're supposed to do. And even the president, the president for me, he was trying to think, he was even trying to clean it up. And then what did they do? Everyone is just trying to go against him from cleaning it up.
Yeah.
Like people
Yeah,
are like,
that's
why are you cleaning it up for? Like, what kind of madness is that?
That's the maddest thing, because he was trying to put. I was excited when he came back because I got a little background into when he first came into power, and he had to move differently because they wanted to kill him as well.
When you mean this time or before? Because you know that one problem I did have with this guy was that he had beef with fella.
Yeah.
That's my only problem with the guy.
Yeah.
Because he tried to move the fella at one point, and fella was like,
But if I remember rightly, this is the one that got someone killed or something like that.
I don't know, man.
Bahari did that
he looks
because
like
he had to.
We know Good Luck Jonathan was just one of the good old boys already. You could see Good Luck Jonathan was just there for the paper. He didn't do anything constructive. This guy's at least trying to do something constructive.
And they don't like him for it.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you said, they don't like
Yeah,
him.
because they want generator money, bro.
They need to do a Rollins. Rollins, the guy that was in charge in Ghana, and now it needs to be done because he came in, he saw all of the corruption
different time now,
was
But
going on,
he killed them, man. Though.
and he just eliminated the corruptors.
He eliminated them properly, though, like with actual gun and shoot. I don't
Kill
know
them all off, man.
Wow.
All the people that are taken from the country, all the people that are starving, the hungry, not housing the homeless, and not feeding the hungry people.
Please, Mr. Wolf.
Get rid of them.
On the way home, just make sure you...
Big up Theresa May.
Make sure you... Make sure you wash yourself with the blood of Jesus, because I don't want you changing into any form
You
of gold.
did one Vibes cartel just now, Kill them all and done.
I don't want you to
Kill
tell
them
you
all and
to
done.
get home and turn into a bunny
what I'm
rabbit or some madness because somebody has done something for you because you're telling to kill all of the presidential party. But we do need to get rid of a lot of people. I still think Obasanjo is probably the richest man on the planet. I always say that because he's got money that's hidden there, boy.
Hidden up his
there
arse,
somewhere.
bruv.
I think, you know what? You know when you go into a company and you might have your own personality or there's different departments, but when you go into, you might move from one department to another, and in this department over here, everybody spoke quietly, they didn't celebrate birthdays or, whatever, and then you move to another department and everyone's loud and they drink every weekend and they celebrate at every opportunity, and you kind of fall in with the culture. The word culture is very important. The culture of the environment you're in. It's not, you still behave how you are. You're still your own person, but you do kind of move the waves, the vibrations of the culture get involved in you. The culture of Nigeria now, whether we like it or not, is corruption. That is the culture of the country. So when you try and go in there and I'm going to try and change culture. So it's like going into a company and saying, I'm going to change the culture of this company. Sometimes it's like there's you're this is embedded in us. You can't change it. Yeah, it needs to be a generational thing potentially,
Yeah, a lot of people need to die,
just
man.
can't do it.
A lot of people need to
don't know,
pass. Like older
not sure.
generation need to
I
pass.
would like for it to be another way, but you want it to be that way.
Culture of
But it's not
Nigeria
that
is
way.
corruption.
No, he's right.
It is, man. It
true.
is,
No.
bruv.
It's
When
like an ecosystem, and the ecosystem.
I
is
understand
changed
the
that way,
culture
it can't
of
be changed.
most countries, don't get me wrong, the culture of the UK is corruption, the culture of America is corruption,
Okay,
but
well, then
there
if you
is
put it
different
like
types
that.
of corruption.
Corruption,
Yeah,
yes.
there's a different type of corruption.
Yep.
There's a corruption where, you know what, there's 100 pieces here, I want 30 for myself, and let me dish out this 70 to the rest of the people, because if I don't, there's going to be beef. And then there's corruption where there's 100 pieces here, let me take this 95 and give out 5 to everybody else. And that is what Nigeria is. It's like, let me take 95. It's like, how many billions do some of these people need?
Okay,
No, he's right.
No,
How much do you need?
100%.
I can't co-sign.
like-
No. I understand what Stavros is saying about the corruption in Nigeria. Yeah, and I understand. And I was going to say that you have that throughout the world. You get me?
Yes.
But I'm not sure that I would go as far as to say that that is Nigeria's culture. Nigeria's culture is extremely rich. You know,
There's different cultures.
It's deep in culture. The
But
Igbo
part
culture,
of
the
the culture
Yoruba
is
culture,
corruption.
and when you use the word culture.
No, but it is. Let me explain to you why I think that it is, because when people do business, bruv, they actually partition money aside.
Can we talk about? We were speaking about.
Yeah, but they do that
we
everywhere.
were speaking about Alexander. Yeah, big man, big boss Alexander, and he was on. What was the name of that program again?
Nigerian Dragons Den.
Dragons Den Nigeria. All right. And do you want to say the story that what happened? You know what? Do you remember what I'm
I
talking
do,
about now?
but you go ahead.
Okay. There was a man that came with a business plan. He went to the Dragons and he gave 10,000 for this, 100,000 naira for that, yada yada yada. And there was this section here. I don't remember what the title of it was, but so they had to question him. What is this thing here? What is this 50,000 naira for? He basically said this is for paying people off. This is for the backhanders that we need to do, to get what we need done. But he put it in the business plan. That is how ingrained in the culture it is. That when you write a business plan, you actually have to. Well, you don't have to, but he partitioned it. He didn't feel no way to actually present it that way, because everybody knows there's backhanders going on left, right. But you do
Throughout
that,
the world.
everywhere,
Throughout the world.
everywhere,
It's part of the budget
everywhere,
plan.
everywhere. But you do that on the sly.
Yeah, and that's the difference between Nigeria and the rest of the world, or even maybe.
But that's what he's saying.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that it is our
We're-
culture.
we're overt.
No, it is our
hold
culture.
on.
In
Hold on.
the
What
UK,
I'm saying,
they're
hold on.
covert with it.
Right.
You have to
took
find
the
it.
words out of my mouth. Is that in the UK and other parts of the Western world is that they act as if they're all high and mighty,
Yes,
and they
and
don't
they-
do
and
shit.
they made that
Do you
discretion
understand?
part of the culture.
And they give the impression that everything is above board. Everybody doesn't do those kind of things. Only those kind of things happen in that kind of place. You get me? Whereas maybe back home, it's more obvious. And it's
Okay.
upfront.
Wait. But so the thing is, what you're saying is right, but the difference here is the reason why you can't tell that happens in Britain and all those kind of places.
You
is-
can tell.
Hold
it's
on,
just,
let me
Wait,
finish.
The
Let me
reason why
finish.
you can't tell is because the average man on the street, his standard of living suggests that he has 24 hours light, he has water, and we've even put laws in place to make it kind of illegal for a landlord to have you in a house and not have these things provided, so that you, the individual, has these things provided. That doesn't exist in Nigeria.
And
There's not even MOT in
and-
Nigeria,
and-
so they don't care about the citizens. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, but
And
but you can get that in many places
If-
in the
listen,
world.
if you put
and
guns
would you
to
guys
the,
fast
if
to
you
say
put
that is
guns
part
to
of
the
their
right,
culture?
if you put guns to the right head in Nigeria and said there needs to be 24-hour light, electricity for the layman, by the end of this year, it will happen, won't it?
I believe so.
So this is my point.
Yeah,
They
but-
don't even
yeah,
care
but-
about the infrastructure of the people.
let
It's
me-
like,
let me-
I don't care about you because this is going to take money out of my pocket.
You know what?
I
Yeah.
know.
You know what?
I don't even think
I
you've
agree.
even put gun
But
down.
I'm,
You just
but I'm
say,
not sure about
"Hey,
it
here's a
being
certain
part of my
amount of money."
culture.
The bribe still.
You will get this on a annually basis.
They will still not. You won't come as
I
much as the
think,
money
I
they
think,
show
I
for
think
anyway.
maybe you need to partition the word culture. then,
Let
because
me explain
you
to you why.
partition the money.
Can I explain why?
Exactly that.
Can I explain why? Yeah, because Nigeria does have a culture of corruption. Yeah, and you're having a discussion about other countries. Do you know what England has or Britain has a culture of deception? We're a culture of deception in Britain. We
That's
deceive
it, fully.
right?
Fully.
We deceive people to believe that they have the rights to do things that they can do.
Yep.
We
Yeah,
deceive
and that's
people.
different
Hold on,
corruption.
let me finish, man.
corruption.
I'm not saying that it's not corruption. Nobody. Staff said that there's a corruption culture in this country. He's trying to say that the corruption culture is under the radar.
The two differences: one that is covert, and in Nigeria it's a bit more overt, and the second one is that I don't actually think they take as much here
and
than they do in Nigeria.
And it's the government. It's not everyone.
I'll go the other way.
It's not everyone.
I would say that they take more over a longer term period, whereas Nigeria's corruption, they want it all now.
Yeah, and it's the government though. The government is corrupt in this country. Your everyday person is not necessarily corrupt in this country.
But your everyday person in this country is corruptible.
Corruptible. Everybody's corruptible. But in Nigeria,
I know that a lot of black taxi men are.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you're not everybody in Nigeria. No, I'm not saying
you know
every
what
single
you're
person.
doing. You know what you're doing.
I'm not
Black
saying
taxi man.
I'm not saying that everybody in Nigeria is corrupt. Not every one person, but a large majority of the people in Nigeria
in power.
understand. No, I'm talking about even the ones
It's
on
not
the
even.
street.
It's not even in power. It's
Like them man will tell you it's business, but other people see it as robbery. They'll try to sell you something that's cost them whatever, and they try to sell you a ridiculous. Like they'll call it like what is this?
You
For me,
don't
that's
have
business,
to,
but other
yeah,
people
but
say
you
it's
don't
corruption.
have to prove that there's corruption in Nigeria. To me, I know that.
Yeah, but then then why are you not accepting this? I understand that you want to stick up for your
He's
country.
saying it's not part of the culture.
It's not that. When I'm thinking,
There is
about
no such
culture,
thing as Nigerian culture. You know that. What as like you're talking about different cultures within that, like Yoruba culture, Igbo culture, blah blah. And you know what links them all together? Corruption.
what you're talking
I'm not
about is
buying that,
tribal culture as well.
Right, and
You have
that's
to
why I
understand-
said that you need to kind of.
Yeah, but the word culture doesn't mean necessarily tradition and the rest of it.
No, but I'm saying it means different things.
No, it's the stay of the people. That's what culture is. It is the stay of the people. This is when you say something is a person's culture. It is like, for example, within Britain, we're here as British Nigerians. Black people in Britain have a culture that is different from British Britain or white Britons. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? We've created that culture over time.
So it's part of the British culture, even the American culture, to kill off black people and do not.
Yes.
So wouldn't you say that is corruption?
Yes.
Nobody's disputing the corruption in these other places. What's wrong with you with this
what
one,
I'm
man?
disputing is that you're labeling Nigeria as having corruption as part of their culture.
Yes, and
So
the UK
then,
has it.
so then you should then label the
He
other
said
countries
that.
as
No,
such.
that's what he said.
He
No,
said
never.
that.
That's what he
Oh
said.
my God.
He said every country is corruptible. Oh, it's
Corrupt.
corrupt.
No, he
No,
said
but-
everyone has corrupt culture. He
yeah.
even said specifically, that England, also the UK, it has corruption. It has a corruption culture. He said the difference between Nigerians' corruption culture and the UK's corruption culture is that the UK will take 30%, and as Simple said, over a period of time, whereas Nigerians will take 95% now.
And what he also said is UK's corruption is more covert. So basically,
I get
what it is
Obviously, you don't, because you're saying this thing.
No, I do.
what it is.
Because that's what I was gonna say.
Look at the
That's what I was
confusion
gonna
in
say.
his face.
No, there's no confusion there. That's what I was gonna say initially. I was gonna say that the Nigerian corruption is more in your face. It's more in your face,
Jesus.
and you can see what the corruption is. Whereas the one in Europe, in the Western world, they try to hide it and make it out as if.
Look, I'll go as far as to say this. I'm sorry, Webbs. I'll go as far as to say this, yeah. If Nigeria was chopping the money that they're chopping now, and the quality of life that you could live for the common man is as the quality of the life is in the UK, I wouldn't care. Not only would I not care, I would be there.
I know this.
I
You
would
don't
be
need
there.
to tell me that.
You
If the
understand?
man said they're gonna build a road and built the road, and then took 10% from whatever they did with the cast off whatever the money, no one's complaining because there's a road, bro.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I can say I'm gonna build this road, yeah, and it's gonna cost. All right, Big Ben. What is it now? 63 or something million to fix Big Ben.
Wembley. Remember what happened with Wembley?
Hold
It started
on,
off
hold on.
at
Go
60
on.
million,
Alright.
turned into 90 million. They were just chopping money.
You know
Yeah, I
them,
remember the
man.
dome.
All right, 63 million because they started off with it's gonna cost 30 something million. Then all of a sudden doubled. Double, you know.
Yes.
Actual double the money.
Yes.
Oh, it's a bit harder than we thought. It's double the money.
And you know, it's when it
Hold on,
doubled.
hold on.
You know who they had
Alright.
to pay off? Remember when the DUP suddenly needed money? Suddenly things started double.
Okay, but the
Double,
point is,
double.
even if that double is, you know what? Now that we've got the contract, now that we've started, they can't get rid of us.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's double it, and they're gonna pay us.
That's
Right. So they double it.
419,
So
go
let's take 30 million and slip it in our pockets. Yeah. Give it to our shareholders. Blah blah blah. All right. Cool. But at the end of the 4 or 5 years or however long it's gonna take, Big Ben's gonna be fixed.
Yep.
All right. We spent the 30 million to actually fix it. We took 30 million and put it in our pocket, and then everyone's happy. It's fixed. Nigeria now. That Big Ben.
Oh, yeah,
20
we
years
done
time,
it.
yeah, it's still sitting there.
Oh, God, we got fixed clock.
Ding, ding,
Do you know
ding.
what? I haven't been to Nigeria.
Oh, God, we got fixed
Ding,
clock.
I've done the foundation.
I haven't
just
been
need
there
some
in a
more
little
time
while.
to do something
But
else.
but I've got family that go back and forth quite a lot. Friends that go back and forth quite a lot. And I hear what you're saying.
They have armed
Stavros.
guns, innit?
And what what you're saying is
No?
that no,
Okay.
they don't have armed guards
All right.
at all.
I know some that do.
Well, I know many that don't. So what I'm saying is that they will build a structural road or a bridge or whatever. They will set a period of time to fix that road or bridge, and it will get fixed.
What?
You're giving this.
Come on, bruv.
What?
That road don't get fixed, bruv.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. You're now giving the masses this idea that Nigeria are not capable of doing these kind of things.
I
No,
didn't say
no,
that.
no,
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is?
Nigerians are full of fantastic genius
Right.
people that of
And-
Nigerians. If you drop a Nigerian anywhere, they can make something out of nothing. So
Right.
that is
So,
it's not
so
that we can't.
what I'm
It's not that
saying
we can't.
is that there are many examples of stories that I've got from my people that these things are going well.
In what part of Nigeria?
In Lagos,
inner
in
city
Ikeja, in Surulere.
That's all Lagos. You're still talking about the one
Yes.
spot, yeah? But
You
what
know,
about
you
the
asked me and I'm-
what about the dirt
telling
road
you.
that's been there from outside? What about Northumberland Bridge?
Oh man,
That bridge has
just
been a death
asked
trap
me,
from
bruv.
day dot.
You
No
just
one's
asked
fixed
me. Well, we could speak about places in the United States of America. The same thing. What's that area where
Flint.
There's Flint.
Yeah, and
It
what
happens
and
everywhere.
And what is that? It's corruption in it.
We can even
Yes,
talk about
it's
places
corruption.
in the UK, but you know what it,
So-
it
so
boils
my
da- you know
point
what
is
it
that
boils
happens
down to?
everywhere.
It boils down to the fact that Nigeria is highlighted the most as being the most corrupt country in the world.
Why? And we've seen that bit
Because
of
you
Louis
take
Farrakhan in it.
that. Yeah, you take
You've seen that video.
You highlight that to take the emphasis off yourself. So it's just a deflection purpose, because nobody wants to know that there's shit going on in their own house. So instead of highlighting the shit in your own house, you point and highlight it somewhere else.
But
the
you know,
problem is-
Nigeria was like fourth on the list of most corrupt places in the world, and Pakistan.
By whom?
Pakistan was top, and
Who done the list?
Bangladesh is there.
Bangladesh as well.
I would say that America is
Big up
probably
them
the-
Asians.
They probably are.
I'd say it's America.
Yeah,
Of course,
America,
but they
America is
probably
one
are,
of
but
the
the
most
problem
corrupt,
is-
but it's how it's highlighted.
You got
Thank you.
24-hour
Just throw
electricity, bruv.
I can't argue that or dispute that. But the other bits and pieces that you're talking about, you know,
All right, you're very patriotic, and I like that.
I don't know.
I put my black fist up for you and all that, but
I
Nigeria's
haven't got it
corrupt,
on my
bruv.
tattoo in it.
But Nigeria's corrupt, bruv.
As is America
It
I'd,
is.
I'd love for you to be in some sort of power
and Europe.
in Nigeria.
I wouldn't, because they'll shoot him.
No, or just like, let's say that nothing can happen to him. Just
Okay,
for
then,
but just like
He's
he's gonna
bulletproof.
he's gonna try and get something happening, and you'll see. Wow, there's a lot of hurdles. You're gonna be like Trump. Who knew it was so hard? Who knew healthcare was so hard?
My uncle's done politics. He's in politics down there.
Okay,
Yeah.
One of my uncles,
okay.
rest in peace. He was a pharmacist in Nigeria. Yeah, well
God bless him.
well respected and everything. Yeah, this was like over 30 years ago now. He left Nigeria and came to the UK, and when we asked him, like, he didn't say it till years later. He loved Nigeria. He's a patriot. He was a griot and what do you call it? He was a keeper. He was a historian as well. Yeah,
I'd have loved to
And-
meet him.
cultural historian and stuff. Like, he was properly serious.
I love that shit.
And he came over here and he said one of the when we asked him, like years later, 20 years later, before he spoke about it, he said the reason why he left Nigeria, as much as he loved it, was that he couldn't deal with having to bribe everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He said he didn't understand why his life had to be that more difficult for doing normal everyday things. Why does he have to keep giving people money all the time to do stuff that they're supposed to be doing?
From the airport, bruv.
Because that's how we
From
do
the
things
airport,
around here.
from when you land,
Mm-hmm.
them not is looking bribe.
So that's why he left the whole country, changed his life completely.
Listen, man, people were scared for me last time I was in Nigeria, man, because
You were saying no.
Yeah.
Yes, and I know many people that did say no. So
But
it is.
he had to live that, say no.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
your life just becomes difficult.
Yeah.
Going to work, he has to pass the police blockade. He says no to them all the time. They're always stopping him. If they just did it yesterday, the next morning they need to see his papers again. It's the same police officers, but they're just making his life difficult because
come on now,
it
anything
doesn't-
for the boy.
yeah, because he doesn't want to play the game. So like, and that was 30 odd years ago. It's in the grassroots, man. It's changing. Don't get me wrong. It's changing because lots of younger people are going back.
Yeah, but they're coming back.
And coming back here.
Yeah.
And a lot
A
of
lot of
people
them
are going back home, though.
A lot of them I know who's coming saying they went there, they tried, and they said, nah, it's too much, and come back.
But again, the more
I don't know,
effort that
man.
happens with that, the more effort that happens with that, we'll eventually get to a place. Like the guy says, some of that older lot have to die as well. It's horrible, but it's the truth.
Yeah, but I have to die of natural
Yeah,
deaths.
I'm not saying you go and kill them, but I'm just saying that
Yeah, Babas need to pass.
What, the same poison that
The
that,
tu-
they gave the North Korean
Exactly.
brother
If
in
someone
they-
got to turn over.
If they want to get rid of them babas there, they just need to get some of these prostitutes to just put something in their food, boy.
But
Some of these young
It's
girls.
true. The F4, you know.
But
I put something in
it's
Baba's
happening
food.
though, because they're getting a beach culture in Nigeria now. Like Lekki Beach is a thing now all of a sudden. Do you know
Yeah,
what
but
I
they
mean?
need to clean that beach up as well.
Of course, but they're getting there. It's happening gradually. But as
I heard there's strip clubs in Nigeria, you know.
I wouldn't go.
Damn!
I wouldn't go.
Sometime.
You wouldn't go.
I always think there's gonna be an old woman with a rap or an auntie with a rapper that's coming up. Oh yeah,
No
I
ratings,
think
man.
that
Auntie
would-
Funke, take off your rapper.
That would be the traditional stage performance,
Yeah.
the rap.
Oh yeah.
And it just slowly unpeels.
Oh yeah, show me your naira.
She would just slide in
We
with
only
sliders
take
on.
dollars here, babe. Nah, I can't see it.
Open and close.
Isn't it?
Open and close.
But anyway,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
you can.
pounding yam for your
I
pleasure.
will take off my
Yes.
gele for 20 naira. My gele can be removed.
I just want to pause and say the prostitutes in Nigeria are the best looking prostitutes I've seen in my life.
Oh, indeed.
Thank you.
There you go. Simple
They
thing.
had the prostitutes near the suya meat. That's a rap, right? That's a rap, man. You can go get a meat and you get two meats at the same time, bro.
Can I take that meat and that meat, please?
Oh my god.
Yeah, babes.
Oh, shit,
Yeah, don't worry. I will.
We have-
I
we
will
have a
wash the pepper.
special for
I'll
you.
wash the pepper from my hand when we are finished.
Even better than the ones in Brazil.
Yeah, one day in Brazil, nice.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Look at the pause.
Salute that Ashe was in Nigeria, man. You're doing your thing, boy. You're doing your thing. I hope that you're safe, and I hope you're not even doing them jobs anymore. I hope you're doing something different. But
I
boy,
fell in love driving down the road looking at these prostitutes many times.
Which area were these
I want her,
prostitutes
her,
in?
Take
I
that,
can't
I'll take
remember,
that one.
man.
Alan,
take
them
that
places
one.
down.
I can't remember where they were, man. But they were near the Suya place. That's how I remember. We used to go
Alabama
past.
Suya.
So
We used to- no,
not
no.
It wasn't too far.
No, it wasn't on Bulunde. It wasn't on Bulunde.
It wasn't too far.
But it wasn't there. But we used to have to drive past the holes to get the meat. I remember that.
Wow.
Because we used to be like, every day, Stavros, what's going on? These hoes, different ones, but there, just line up.
Anyways, so back to where this minute of yeah, let's just leave it. I was gonna go into why I don't celebrate Nigerian Independence and Black History Month. Anyways, but
We've spent a lot of time on this.
already.
would you prefer a virgin?
What do you mean? I prefer that?
Well, the woman from Insecure, the best friend, the Nigerian, I can't remember her name, but
Marley.
she
Marley, big up Marley.
is saying that she's
She's not born again.
what's it when you haven't done anything?
She's washed with the blood of Jesus.
Not
She's
word
a virgin, innit?
Yeah, she's a well. She doesn't use. I don't know her using that word. I know her using the word that she's a when you don't have sex. You're
Her name is Yvonne.
Celibate.
celibate.
Yes.
Yeah, so she proclaims to be celibate. Now, if you knew you were gonna wife somebody, would you prefer somebody that was celibate for their whole life? Let's say you're ready to settle down at 35, between 35 and 40, and she's of that age, or would you prefer somebody that has had the experience?
How much experience first? Let's do extremes, innit? Let's do extremes.
Let's
Because when you just do like a couple weeks, everybody knows the answer. Let's do it.
what's the answer then?
What if you okay for me?
Power extremes.
You know what? I don't know.
Because you got to say everyone knows the answer.
You know what? Yeah.
Well, my answer might be different than
You
your
know
answer,
what?
fam.
You know what? Can you see
Ego, life is ego, fam.
It all depends on whether or not you can see the filth in their heart. If you can see the filth in their heart, then
Mr. Wolf
One
just
day when we
pointed
get
at man.
vigils,
yeah,
people
if you can see it in their heart, and they haven't done anything yet, but you can see it's in their heart, you can see it's in their soul,
In our art,
in our art, then it's completely different than if you don't. If you look at it and you think to yourself, boy, you're living this life, and I don't know what's gonna happen when we actually do get down, and we get married, and I'll take you over the threshold. You may literally just do it with a little saying, I'm not taking off my dress. I'm only that type of flavor. Can you imagine you get there?
But does somebody that's had the experience, does that mean that they're not the same?
Yeah, I'm not disputing that, but you're at least thinking they're gonna at least have an understanding about what's gonna go down.
That don't mean nothing if they're rubbish.
True. In fact, that's even worse because you practice.
Exactly.
But then who do you blame? Because we already said that if
who raised you?
we're so egotistical. We're so egotistical.
Do
We
better,
really
be better.
blame that if there's bad sex, it's the man already. So as the man, it's almost like you're the one
Who
that
said that?
we said this in the podcast enough times.
Oh, if we have bad sex.
Yeah, that was blaming us as the men. We will take it on the chin and say, no,
Yes,
it's
man.
my fault.
If I'm having bad sex,
No, we spoke about this. We spoke about this in
not always.
season 1.
Not
We spoke
always.
about this in season 1. We said that sometimes when a woman feels that a man is rubbish at sex, maybe because he wants to, maybe because you're so shit that he just decides to bust a nut and zip up his pants and go home.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not about.
Like RZA, Domestic Violence.
Yes.
Remember that song?
Yeah, I remember the song.
Yeah. Remember at the end? She's like, that's why you come so quick. He's like, yeah, because I don't want to, because you have saggy breasts and whatnot. He said, when I'm with my real side chick at the weekend, we
Yeah.
bag for 2-3 hours.
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
true.
He said, with you, I just want to get over and done with.
So how do we know?
But I
Sometimes a
don't
man
know,
just
but
busts a
I'm
nut 'cause
looking-
he needs to release.
I'm looking in the eye. I'm looking
It's better
at
than trademark that word release.
yeah.
You heard about
burst.
that? Sorry, burst and release. Lethal, busy.
Lethal, yeah,
Yeah,
leave
we'll
it,
talk.
yeah.
We'll talk about his thing in a minute.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you could see in their heart, if you could look at them, because you
In
have,
our heart.
or if you're like Ray Charles and you
In our
you stroke the wrist, because how Ray Charles used to know whether a woman was filthy
feels the elbow.
he used to feel her wrist and see whether or not she was beautiful. That's how we used to do it them times there, boy. So if you could feel her wrist and see that she's full from there, then maybe the version is cool.
Okay, but in real life, you meet a woman, you know, she was either experienced or she wasn't. What are you choosing?
I'm probably, you know what? This is my problem because it's not just about the sex. It's about now. This is the problem I have with women in this situation.
Oh no.
All right? It's men as well, but women, we're talking about women because we're all sleeping with women here. All right? The problem I have with the woman in this situation is as whatever I'm giving her, even if it is the dick, yeah? And I'm throwing down and she's enjoying it, blah, blah, blah. If she's never had penis before,
She won't
she's
know any
always
better.
going to think, what other penis is there? And she's going to have that for the rest of her life. And I don't know if somebody I actually love, I want them to have that feeling. I want them maybe to have experienced other things and then come to me rather than,
Swingers.
Huh?
Swingers.
no, I'm not swinging with my wife. Just swing it out. We just start swinging out. You take off from virginity to straight swinging, boy. We do-
Extremes. Isn't it?
We're gonna swing. No, I don't know. I don't think we could do that. For me, it's like I don't know if somebody I love, I want them to only have that. It's weird. I'm saying this, but if I love you enough, I want you to have had an experience of other people before you met me. So you don't have to go through life thinking.
So you're number 3 on her list of all-time best.
Or what? Sex?
Yeah,
Why can't I be number 3?
because she's had experience with other people that were better than you.
No one's better than me.
God
Alright.
damn.
Thumbs up.
No one's better than me.
Thumbs up.
No one.
Not even somebody that didn't have to lift their girth before they entered.
That's
He
what makes me
actually
special,
pulled-
though.
He actually pulled up his trousers.
Yes.
You know when you pull your trousers.
To assert yourself. The fact that I have to lay my stomach on top of the back, it shows you that I've got skills out here.
All right, rest of you guys then. So Wahala is saying that because of her, not because of him, because of her. Because the lady loved milk tray. He wants her to have some milk tray before.
I'm still not saying that. I'm just saying that that's in my head at the moment. I
All
don't
right,
know.
that's in your head. You're insecure. That his
No, no,
his
he's
thing
insecure.
there shows insecurity and security on the extremes clashed in the middle. Because I'm so secure that I'm happy for you to bang because I know I'll be better than everyone else. But I'm so insecure that if you haven't banged anyone else, even though I know I'm the best, I don't even thinking about anybody else, and that you might want something
No,
else.
it's not a case of insecurity and that you want something else. It's like you haven't had that experience. It's like you haven't had it.
She's had experience with you.
You might go through your life having this thought of, what else is there out there in the world? And it's not-
But maybe she won't.
She might not. But I've just got a feeling as a human being that I think that they will, because has anybody in here not thought that? When you first had sex with the first girl that you ever had sex with, did you not think what it was like to have sex with other girls immediately?
No.
Don't lie to yourself immediately. Huh? Okay, you're like this. So what?
You're probably thinking, what's it like having sex with you again? Let's do it again.
But you start thinking.
Oh, I like that.
You start thinking about other girls straight away. Like, are you the same as
you
this
did.
other
You
girl?
did.
Is your sister as good as you?
Yeah, but god damn.
This is why webs will live forever.
I'm wrong. No, but
Ever live.
at some point you are. Well, it might not have to be straight after you bust nut and be like, who's the next one? But
Somebody else, please.
Webb said, I'd prefer that she had a little bit of experience.
dirty bastard.
And why?
Because you don't want boring pussy.
Boring pussy.
So, okay. So you would hope that after a few experiences, she's learned some game
She's
and
learned,
she can bring it to the
she
table.
needs to have something to work with.
You don't have to. You don't have to teach her.
No, there's other things I'd be teaching her.
Okay, you're happy to take her from stage 3 to 4, not stage 1 and 2. Like,
Nah, stage 1, because you as an individual, you're past stage 1 or 2. Doing stage 1 or 2 is boring.
yeah, you want her to
go
have a
straight
driving
into
license.
3.
You'll teach her how to do a handbrake turn.
There you go.
But I want you to learn. You need to know how to drive the car. at least.
Okay.
Okay.
Go on.
Simple.
How old is this woman?
Between 35 and 40.
Wow.
Or whenever you settle down, whatever age you settle down, because we all settled. That was the age that the woman was as well.
It's difficult for me, man, because I'm saying like virgin, you potentially have to teach her everything.
Yes.
I don't know if I like teaching.
But you don't teach any woman that you with anyway.
Yeah, but there's teaching from a level, and then there's teaching from the beginning. And teaching from the beginning is quite different.
Beginner, intermediate,
Yeah, like
expert.
do you know what I mean?
Okay, so what you saying, bruv?
Boy,
Do you want us to come back?
I'm a whore boy.
You'd like a bit of mileage on the clock, innit?
I like. I
You
don't
just
know.
don't sound right when
How
you
many
say it
MOTs?
like that.
How many MOTs do you want?
How many MOTs? My life. No, I don't know, man. I'm going to hell.
You don't want E-plate the other side though. You just want at least a 65 plate, 64
Yeah,
plate.
I'm not saying but I couldn't do the virgin. I don't think I could do the virgin.
You people, man, I'm taking
Right.
I'm taking a pure thing.
You're taking the virgin.
Yes, man.
You're one of them man that could do extremist Islam, then it like Diaspora 72 virgins.
Yeah, but it's an egotistical thing again. That she's the untouched one. You're the probably one that will promote it as well. My woman is untouched. My woman is
I'm
untouched.
not going to tell anybody nothing.
Natural hair, natural vagina, untouched. That's how you would be. Everyone would be like, she's untouched. You might not tell everyone. You put it on your shirt. My woman is untouched.
It's not the biggest deal if either way, to be honest with you. But if you're pushing me, I'll go down that route. And maybe the ego thing will be more the teaching. Let me teach. See, so some of you guys are saying you don't want to teach. I'm happy to teach. Because teaching from stage 3 to 5, I might as well take you from 1 to 5, innit? What difference does it make?
Mr. Wolf?
I think that what you said regarding inner heart makes a big difference. Yeah, if you can see that your woman has got that about her, that she's got that filth in her eye, then I'm more than happy to go for a virgin, because what these people tend to do is, a lot of people I know have watched Nigerian movies and learned how to speak Yoruba off the back of it. They can understand it. As difficult as Yoruba
when he
is,
says a lot, he means a couple.
a handful. Yeah. So when certain people watch pornos, I believe, and in fact I know.
People shouldn't be lonely.
I know. Yes, put the side face there.
You say
I
people
know
shouldn't be lonely.
People shouldn't
listen,
be learning from porn, man.
Why not?
Why not?
I think
I
porn,
know enough people have learned from porn. Anyway, let me finish, man.
it's not real.
So I know that
Oh, it's real.
I don't know what you're on about, bro.
Nah, man.
I won't even lie. Like, I've watched porn, and I've taken some bits from porn.
You
get
take
me?
some aspects of it.
Aspects.
But
So
a
what?
porno
So-
sex.
so
You don't
what-
walk
no,
into
no,
a room
no,
and
no.
just the porno
No,
sex.
Let him
will
say
happen
his
like that.
piece, man. You were talking forever.
So-
Didn't even give it out. Say that.
So what I'm saying is that a woman can be watching porn, or a man, whether he's a virgin or whatever, and get some techniques from there. If he or she has got that glint in their eye, then why not?
This is why I like Mr. Wolf.
I'm more than happy to take my wife as a virgin. I'm looking to be with her for the rest of my life. I'm happy.
I
mate.
love
I'm comfortable
You see how you
with the idea of it.
involved football terminology there, technique.
I love if she
mate.
looked at the porn and was like,
got techers.
"What is this? I don't like it." And that
No,
was
she
it.
looked at the porno thinking, I can't wait.
Oh wow. Let me ask you something though. Yeah, tell the man them. Yeah. Do you think if this podcast was the reverse? Let's say it was the Receipts podcast. Big up the Receipts podcast. Yeah. Right.
Techers in sex,
So it's all girls there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And big, let's say even on the low as well. Big up on the low. Yeah. Receipts on the low. Those lot. Yeah. Girls. All of them. All right.
Those girls, yeah, all of them.
All
All
of
of
them.
them. All of
Alright,
them. All of
so
them. Yeah, go on. Okay.
They're all in the room.
Yeah.
And they ask the question: would you ever want your husband to be a virgin?
Yeah.
Do you think any one of those women would say yes?
Probably not.
Why?
No woman wants a virgin man. They want the
Why?
dick to be thrown around.
Okay.
Why?
They want.
I would-
They want
I would
fully
like to know
recycled
why.
penis.
I would like to know why.
I don't know.
Because for the same thing that you are saying about same thing that some of us are saying with regards to that they don't want to be teaching them. Women are not teaching men how to do sex. They're just not doing that.
They don't want to.
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't want to do that.
Some
They
men
want you to be
Some
able to-
men are happy to teach.
Women are not so happy.
Women don't want to.
They will tell you certain aspects of what they like and stuff like that, but they want you to be able to come in, throw down ready. If you're not coming into the house, throw down ready.
Women want you to
They
read their
want you to
mind
be
in,
God.
with everything, including sex.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm backing you on that one.
What? Which woman you know wants virgins? I'm even the church women don't want virgins.
Nah.
They want you to lie and say that you're a virgin.
Let me hear what Simple Simon has to say. I'm interested.
I don't. No, I can't back that one. I can't
Yeah, why?
because I know some women that would like
Yeah,
to
so,
do that.
So do
What?
I.
You know some women that want virgin.
I know some women that wants to steal the soul of a man's innocence.
Oh, they want to teach.
No, there's a difference. I'm
They'll
talking.
do all of that.
I'm talking about no, but the teaching is you're talking about maybe those people that want to steal your soul. Yeah, it's the ones that will.
They want to be better than everybody else.
Yeah, they want to drop to the knees and relieve everything from your spirit. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that when now she gets up and she's bending over and she's doing she wants to be saying to you, can you move to the left, please? Start step. You know, like you ever watch Nightmare?
No, that's what I'm
You
saying.
ever watch Nightmare? Nightmare with the
nah,
program where the man used to put the blindfolds on and people used to guide them.
Yeah.
Start step to the left. You think that your woman should be doing that? Start step to the left, inside, back.
Yeah,
No, they're not doing that.
but a man could be watching porn as well, and he
this-
can get a
wait,
technique as
wait,
well from
But this again,
porn.
this is
Why
what I'm
not?
saying.
Nah,
This is
that's
what I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying.
The,
That
the
porn is
women
not
that
always
I
for you,
know
man.
that I'm talking about, they would be quite happy to do the whole thing from the
I
beginning to the end.
don't. I think if you're like a dom and you want to do dom shit, that's completely different from your everyday sex. So there's doms that are like, you know what?
What's
I want you
dom?
to get dominatrix, yeah?
Oh, sorry.
I want you to get on your knees and blah blah blah, and I want you to do this, and you can't touch me there for 5 minutes or whatever it is. I could never be with a dom. But anyway,
Man sounds like
He's like he watched the genre, boy.
no, but you know what I'm talking about, yeah?
Nope.
But anyway, that's what doms are, innit? They're dominating men. That's what they do.
Okay.
And there's a difference between a normal everyday woman that comes in,
Have you
makes
been
you
dominated?
makes you a goosey stew and whatever, does what you're doing all your day long, and then in the night when they want to get thrown down, they're telling you, okay, this is how you do this. Oh, come on, I've moved a bit now. Can you go with? No, it's not gonna happen, bro.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying is that a man could have a filthy mentality and be a virgin.
No.
Do you understand? So when it comes to having a woman for the first time, he could be watching these pornos and then throw down and do a madness.
Can I say something?
And do a man.
When definitely for I think for women as well, but for definitely for a man, you can learn from porn or from whatever, but from virginity to be good at it, no. You need to have some sort of experience, and then you can see something in a porn and say, I'm going to incorporate that into my resume, yeah, and do it. And when you next try it, or for the first time you try it, because you have some sort of experience, you know where, you know which angles to go, or whatever. You have a foundation to work off. You can't just watch something like a level 3 act from a porn and just as a virgin just do it and succeed. You will fail.
Well, here's the thing with porn, because it is a deception, because people will look at porn and think, mans are going to go on for 3 hours, 4 hours, or whatever, and that doesn't actually happen.
Cut.
And exactly. And then you're lost. With women, I do believe there are some women.
What porn
that
are you
want-
watching for 3 hours, bro?
Boy.
That extensive DVD. You watch
mate.
the
Director's
bonus
cut.
features.
Director's cut.
Director's cut, bro. Some
And
Lord of the Rings type porn, bro.
Martin Scorsese presents
Presents
Sticky
the vagina.
Fingers.
Man said Lord of the Rings type pod.
And there are some women that want to have fresh penis because they can teach, and they would want that penis to be the only one that they control and have it.
I'm not.
Because women
I'm not
have a
arguing with
controlling
man.
mind about
I'm not
themselves.
arguing with man. You know, I'm telling him that I know women that have actually said that. Out of
Okay,
their
so
mouth.
they want virgins.
yes,
They want virgin men.
Yes.
We're going to talk about these women after this podcast. Can I ask you another thing I'll tell you about as well, yeah? Another thing that I think incorporates in this, yeah? Part of the attraction of men to women is the fact that other women find your man attractive. And
There's nothing wrong with that if the man's a virgin.
Hold on, no, because I don't think a lot of women are going to correlate virginity to you being that attractive alpha that goes in the room and everybody's looking to smell your penis sent from afar. I don't think that's how it's going down. I think that some women will be like, how can you still be a virgin at 35? Are you crazy?
So you could be a virgin at 35 as a male and not be an alpha male.
What happens? I'm saying from a woman's. I shouldn't talk for women because I'm not a woman, but
if you're a Christian,
I just got a feeling.
You might as well be.
I got a feeling that it's just that's how it is. That they've seen that you're not being attractive. Why not? Why has no woman gone through you? Why have you not gone through any woman? A lot of women might actually think that you're gay because in this day and age they don't know anymore. And I think that they want you to have gone through at least 2 women.
All right, okay.
Maybe 3.
What were you gonna say? No, I forgot what I was gonna say. But in Christianity, it might be different.
I think Christian women want that dick too. I think they want them man to have thrown down at least once. Even the pastor throws down.
What? Okay, it has been said.
Throws down, bruv.
It has been said by Wahala that women don't want a man that no other woman wants. Would we agree that maybe it's not every single woman, obviously, but as a general rule, that kind of we agree that might be the case.
Women don't want a man that.
No other woman wants.
Okay.
A woman doesn't want to stand beside a man, and nobody's looking at a man. Like nobody has any
desire for that man at all.
Desire is the word.
I think it's generally both ways.
Yep.
That's what I was going to ask you. You think it's the other way around? Because I don't personally, I'm not really fussed if other people clocking my woman or not. As long as I'm happy.
To be clocked, man.
Yeah.
I want my woman to clock. And when they clock, I'll squeeze her bum to know that it's mine. Like
I don't need to have my woman clocked either. It does nothing for me.
It does it for me, man.
What does it do for you?
I like it. I like my woman to feel. It's not even just for me.
Here we go. It's for the woman now.
No, it's for me and her. So I like her to feel desired, and I like people to see my woman and say, "Yeah, that's a nice woman."
Okay, I like for my woman to feel desired by other men too, but that's not me. That's her. So yes, when my woman dresses up and looks crisp, and I think she knows other people are watching her. And if that makes her feel good, I'm happy about that. Yeah.
But do you also like the feeling of men being envious of you because you have such a beautiful woman?
Ego. He does, man.
Of course it does. If you say no, then your ego is rubbish.
Okay. if you put it that way, if you're standing beside the best looking woman in the venue, and every man's looking at you like that man standing beside the best looking woman in the venue, I wish I had that woman. Then yes, that's gonna be a good feeling, but it's not part of my mind's fault as a standard everyday thing.
It could be my own insecurities with my one on that one. Maybe because at times I wasn't known. Like let's use simple for example. Yeah, one of his boys. Yeah,
Use me. Yeah. Right,
yeah, one of your boys. Remember when I was dating a certain girl, and the man came up to me and was like, he didn't even believe it was my girl. He's like, "That's your girl?" Like, yeah, seriously, yeah. He didn't believe it. So maybe I'm like that because of my appearance, and my appearance has always been
ugly. He must have money.
Oh God!
Do you know what somebody actually said to me, the bastard? I forgot it was another guy as well. He said that the only reason why you must have get any form of girls is because you make them laugh. And I was like, you bastard.
Who said that?
I don't know. It was a man, but I can't remember which man it was. But it's true.
Why you call him a bastard then?
Because what man says that's the next man, innit?
You know, actually, I'm gonna come back to that because you can make women laugh. You're a funny guy. Yeah, as I said last week.
I call him a funny guy.
Yeah, funny guy. You're a funny guy. You're funny. You make jokes. You're funny to look at. Look at you.
We know you know
you can't grow facial hair. All of that thing, man. You're funny.
Listen.
Yeah.
Dad did tell me about my facial hair. He saluted it today. What kind of?
not to me, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
I was talking to your dad there before the podcast happened, and he was frying down when it came to your facial hair, bruv.
He was cussing.
Your mum was defending you.
Was she?
That way, yes.
And she hates the facial hair as well. Come on, mum.
Your dad was cussing.
It's funny when people do behind your back, man.
She called me one village man that I don't even know. She could have been one man from this village. Like we supposed to know the man.
All right. I was gonna ask, what do you think it is about yourself that's most attractive to women?
Did I answer the question?
The first one or this one?
The virgin one.
Go.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You said you wanted the virgin.
Yeah, I do.
Virgin Media.
I did.
What if Richard Branson just turns up in your bed?
Because he said comedy.
What? That's my biggest.
Well, you tell me.
Okay, I'll say it's either.
So what's the question?
I think the beginning was.
What is it about you that you feel women find attractive in you? What is it that draws women to you?
I don't think it's the comedy as much anymore. Before I thought it was the actual comedy. Now I just think it's I think I got a bit of an aura around me. That people
that Rick James.
I think it's not. It's like a.
Give it to me, baby.
It's like a bit orange. of. I think I exude a bit of power.
His pop pill is orange.
It's orange.
You exude what did you say?
I exude a bit of power, I think.
Okay.
People see me and see a powerful person.
Okay, they see power.
Maybe my missus is bigging me up in my brain too much, and that's why I'm saying this, because that's what she says a lot of the time. When you exude power, and I'm like, yes, woman, yes. Yes. Wolf, let us eat.
I would say probably confidence, because I come across as a confident person.
Even at your height.
Yeah, even at my height. I think that
makes a difference. I'm not even joking.
maybe so. By the way, I'm not that short. By the way.
You're not, but to women, for fuck's sake, but to women, you're
This
not.
guy's always referencing my height.
I'm just telling you, for women, it's ridiculous, bruv. They're telling you if you're not 6 foot or 5 foot, 5'11" gets away with it.
Yeah.
But anything below that, they're going to say that it's the most criminal thing on the planet.
Tall women.
Short women,
Well, I haven't really come across
a
that
midget
too-
will tell you, I want 6 foot.
I haven't
Like,
come-
they can't even kiss the man.
I haven't come across that too much. Maybe because I'm super confident.
It's weird.
And
Very big women like very skinny men as well. I've heard. I see.
But I think it's my confidence and the way that I carry myself, perhaps.
Simples.
I don't actually know.
It's your hair, bruv. Don't worry. Let's go on.
Let's move on.
That's all you have going for you.
What? Not the light skin as well.
Nah, it's the hair is enough.
Not the light skin as
He
well.
doesn't even speak really.
The house slave, effect is like.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I've seen women not even.
pagans are in action. Pagans.
Man hasn't even spoken to women. Sorry, let me include your eyes as well, because you've got eyes that are very closed, so that it
You
makes
got the Chinese eye type.
yeah
thing.
type thing. You look lean all the time, which doesn't help with the rasterism as well.
Listen, if you don't, because you were gonna say I don't know, yeah.
Eyes that are very.
If you don't want to
closed.
speak on your behalf, then the people speak on your behalf.
You didn't even let me finish. Goddamn.
Go on.
I said, I don't know, but my missus keeps telling me that I have gravity. I don't know why. She says, you're one of those people that it doesn't matter if you're going to stand in the most obscure corner of a place, people will just gravitate towards you. I don't know why.
It's because your hair's everywhere. They have to touch it in some form of way.
Maybe it's the links effect.
He's trailing.
I don't know.
behind you.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Webs.
So you scrap it. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's what according to my missus. So I'm going with that. That's what she said. She says it, and she's been saying it consistently for years.
That's kind of like a byproduct of something, so it doesn't really answer the question.
Well, I am better looking than 85% of people. In
That's
life,
what you
though,
should
but
have said, didn't it?
That's just so shallow.
That's
Wasn't
what's
it-
your. That's your.
wasn't
That
that
is your
20 years ago?
superpower, though.
I'm deeper than
That
that.
is your super. After I see you try to network, I know that is your superpower from now on. Because you ain't chatting to strangers. That's for damn sure.
It's for gazy. That's what I'm saying. I told you, man.
I was chatting to strangers like.
Trust me. I told you, man. I rate you lot. I rate you lot for for the networking.
It's you know.
I rate you lot for the it's Mr. Wolf especially. I rate you lot for the network. I can't do that stuff.
Simon.
You're a dickhead.
Web slinger.
I'm going on what I've been told. I have a presence. I'm charismatic. I'm funny.
Well, pick one. You go through some.
No, but
Let him do his list. Let him do his list.
This is what I've been told.
Let
again,
him
like
live
simple.
his truth.
I do not know, to be honest.
So you don't know
dreads
either.
as well, bro.
No, honestly, I don't. Huh?
Dreads as well.
I don't think it's the hair. To be
No, I
honest.
think ladies love that shit.
I don't know. I haven't seen the hair so much with Webbs the way it is with Simple.
Yeah.
I think with Webbs, he's a larger than life character, so that potentially puts him in the frame.
That description he gave sounded like Milton from that film. What's his name again? You know where Al Pacino is Milton, and he says, "God, I swear for his own entertainment."
Devil's advocate.
Yeah.
That's the one devil's advocate. That's what he sounded like when he said that. I'm charismatic. He sounded like he was describing the actual demon.
I'm a fan of me.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he does
It's a good film, that.
So what do you think yours is, Stav? Obviously, your shade already.
People walk into you. Oh my god, I didn't see you
What
there.
do you mean my shade?
Well, your shade takes up the sun, innit? So
Okay.
people have to see you.
You're a black hole, and black hole has gravity. It just pulls things in.
Well, I ain't funny.
You are funny.
To
Extremely
look at.
funny.
Yes,
No,
you are.
I don't think I'm funny.
You are extremely
I'm
funny.
not
To look at, bruv,
funny.
you are.
When I'm writing, I'm funny.
No.
I, like face to face, talking to you, I'm not funny.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you now, you're an extremely funny person.
I disagree with that as well. That you are funny. I've been out with you. You are funny.
Okay, right.
I know what he's saying.
I think I'm with Staff there, you know.
You don't think that's funny?
No.
He says some funny things, but I don't think he's as funny as you, for example.
Yeah.
It's
you,
like
you
you're
use the word extremely funny. I wouldn't.
Ah,
he's
there's
not
things that he
extremely funny.
says that is I find so hilarious.
Yeah, but he might like. how can I put it?
He's Seinfeld's funny.
No,
He might be the king of the one-liners.
he's a skeptor.
he
He's
drops.
the skeptor of the
Don't
joke.
call my brother Skepta, bruv.
No, listen to what
I've
I'm
seen
saying.
him with.
Wait,
Nah,
man.
no, stop that.
Lyrically, he's the skeptor of the joke world. Lyrically, where he only has a few punchlines, but he can say them from now to 2050, and
No.
they'll still be funny.
No, but he don't rinse the same jokes though.
He doesn't. But I'm saying he's got those are the punchline that he's got.
I think he's a very witty person. But carry on.
Okay. Well, wit. I didn't say I'm not witty.
Yeah, he's witty. I don't think he's that funny.
I can have wit if on my day.
But there was that joke that you told the time about what you said your parents said about I don't even want to say it too tough, but
That's not his joke. That's my mom's joke.
My mom's joke. I can't even remember telling you people that.
I cried.
My mom said it told my missus in the shop, and we was almost crying there.
No, I
with
did.
tears.
I did cry.
Tears. With tears.
So I ain't good looking. I'm not in shape. I don't
You're
used to be.
in A shape. You are.
Yeah,
You're round.
A shape.
I would say that you're good looking.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think you're.
No, listen. From
I can brush up. Yeah, when I put on a nice clothes and I do a nice hair, and I can brush
He's
up.
doing the woman
I look
thing.
decent.
He's actually.
You are
No,
actually
no.
doing the woman
Which is
thing.
what- which
you
is
are
what-
good looking.
I'm not good looking.
No.
And then everybody will say, "No, you are."
Did I ever tell you
Because
the
when
time-
you do this, you do like you.
Did I ever
Yeah,
t-
but I can look. I can brush
No,
up. I
no,
can
no.
scrub up
I
well.
can scrub
Did I
up
ever
and
tell you the
look
time
decent.
the man at the train station told me that Stav is better looking than me? Only a Nigerian man can say this.
Oh my god.
He goes to me. I went to the train station because Stav goes to the same train station as me. Obviously, we used to live in the same house. Yeah. So when he used to see one of us, he used to think that we were both the same person. So one time I went there and he goes, "Are you so and so?" Stav. I said, "No, that's my brother." But he's finer than you. I said, where did that come from? Only Af would tell somebody that. Only Af would tell them.
Motherfucker.
Only Af would tell you that the man looks finer than you. Why would you tell me that? I was like, okay.
All right.
You're okay, but your brother,
Your brother,
he's fine.
He's finer than you.
He's finer than you.
No, he actually said he's finer than you.
I think that I have.
You are fine, but your brother is finer than you.
That's actually funny, bro.
And that's how I avoid it, bro.
I don't. I call myself a legend. I think it's got something to do with that. I think it's the. I have a power about me. I think that women are attracted to my power, whatever that power may be. Because I don't think it's humor, and I don't think it's looks. I think I have a general power that.
Does your power line up with the moon cycle?
Here we go.
You
It's
say
your
you've
will.
never laughed a woman into bed.
I'm super. No way. Have I laughed a woman into bed? No.
Have you?
So you never be like, take off your clothes and she's like,
Wahala? As Wahala?
I don't think so.
Just falling in the bed. I'm gonna take my chance.
You know what they say is that a woman knows if they're gonna have sex with you like within a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is basically keep your mouth shut. Like, don't say the wrong thing, and then you can kind of work your way in there. I am the person that will say the wrong thing 9 out of 10 times.
And still get his way
And
there.
still get your way there.
No, I have talked my way out of many of a gin. I'm quite sure. Not many.
Security.
I'm taking my bag and I'm
Probably
going.
more than all of you put together, except maybe Webbs.
Yeah,
Webbs, man.
you
The
have.
amount
bruv.
of women that probably said
You
this
have,
guy's nice, and then you gone and opened your mouth and
man,
said
yeah.
something, man. You're worse than me.
You're a wicked person.
Yeah, that's what I say.
You're a very wicked person.
You're worse than me. What? You're worse than me.
No.
Yeah.
You can also cuss your way into bed. You know that though.
Me or people.
Webbs will probably cuss his way into
Yeah,
someone's
a
bed.
woman will feel like, how dare you talk to me like that? Take me. Nobody's spoken to me like that before. Take me. All right, we're coming up towards the end, so we got a couple of things. We got a question that was sent in, so we'll get to that after Mr. Wolf gives us his topic that he wants to talk about.
Yeah, it's written in a group, man. Are you gonna read it out?
Do you want me to read it, or you want to read it?
Is that the
Nah.
one about the group of women that started that foundation thing?
What? Let me say the thing, man.
Nah, ain't got nothing to do with that, Webbs.
Okay.
You
I
want to say?
don't even know what you're talking about at all.
Neither do I. We ain't got time to find out.
Okay, I'll see if I can just flesh it out randomly. Okay. I'm reading this here now.
Yeah, but read it like somebody that reads fast.
Yeah, so a friend of mine is single. She's single, about 39 years old-ish, yeah? So let's just say 35 to 40. And she's getting pressured by her family to find a man. They've contributed many man. They've suggested this guy and that guy and that guy.
Contributed many man. Many man. Many
You
man.
get me? as potential future partners. And
Wish dick upon
You
me,
get
but
me?
I don't want.
that's it.
Sorry.
You know, and she has declined each guy. In fact, she's gone on dates with some guys as well. It just hasn't worked out. So obviously her parents are saying, listen, come on, you know, your brothers, your sisters, even your younger brothers and sisters are having children. Why are you not going to find somebody? So anyway, one of her uncles suggests that she should date his son.
Oh, about to say.
Yeah.
What?
One of her uncles.
What type of uncle?
Right.
Uncle,
So
African uncle or proper uncle?
I'm getting there. Someone she's known since she was a kid. So when I say uncle, I mean the unrelated uncle.
Okay.
The African uncle, even the Caribbean uncle, the uncle that is so close to the family, you know, the uncle that is not blood related, but is an uncle. So
that web slinger come into the house type family.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So the question is it wrong for uncle to suggest this? Is it wrong for him to suggest his son to the girl that is not his blood related niece?
No.
Okay, so then I would ask you guys, would you date one of your...
Yes.
You would?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna say it's simple, Simon. When your daughter was born, what did I say?
Yeah, you did.
The first thing I said is, if I have a son and they're close enough in age, let's just marry them now. I'll be done with it.
So you're setting them up. So yeah, but the thing is that as an individual, it's like you two are kind of thinking about doing an arranged marriage type of thing, innit? But they might not be afford this thing. They may grow up.
Why are you asking them questions?
That's what I'm saying.
I think a better way of putting it is that you're saying that now as friends that don't hang out with each other and children are not mixing together because you haven't got to that point in life. But when you get to that point in life where you do have a child and they are mixing together, and then in 5 years' time and 10 years' time, and these people have played together and
they
are
actually
calling
advertise
you uncle.
themselves as cousins. You know, sometimes you say
Who's
that
That's
this
my cousin,
is
innit?
my
Yeah.
cousin,
I
it's
think
my
that
family,
I
this is my cousin. So basically, in public, people even perceive you as cousins. You understand?
I still think it's good. And you know why I think it's good? Because this is the thing about us as Nigerians, yeah? As our culture, as we was talking about earlier, yeah?
The culture episode.
Yeah?
Yes.
Is that we are focusing on the family, not just the person. So if I know that you come from a good family, which I do know now.
Do they come from a good family?
Yeah, if I know that now, what is my issue with you being together, apart from the perception of everyone outside? If you're okay with, you know, people knowing that you're not actually blood related and you're going out now as boyfriend and girlfriend and everything's cool, I have no issue with that. In fact, I would prefer that. Because at least I know how the family is. At least I know what the person... If the person's a good person, obviously if they're a bad person, I don't want you to go out with them, period.
Of course.
But if they're a good person, I'll prefer you to go out with that person because I know the family. If there's any trouble, I know that me and that person can go and sit down and discuss it as, you know, two families and say, look, our children are having these issues.
Sometimes that can make things worse.
Sometimes. But I would hope that it wouldn't. I would hope that we'll be able to sit down as a large family, because we're already a large family, and have that discussion and be like, so-and-so's having problems. This is what I think that we should do to deal with that. If you know what I mean.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Have you ever grown up with your unrelated cousin?
No.
Yeah, and you have unrelated
Is this the one
cousins.
the Americans call kissing cousins?
I don't know what these Americans are mad anyway.
Yeah, that one.
I love you,
but
but you're all mad. You know, have you ever grown up with your unrelated cousin and looked at them in a certain way?
No.
Okay. Now, in the event that your parents thought that you guys know each other, you know, that you are not related, you're single, you're looking for a woman, she's looking for a man, you've never really thought about it before, would you see that as being an okay suggestion?
Yeah, I don't see it as a problem. If they're not blood related, I don't see it as a problem. This part is what I've been...
Not they, I'm talking about you.
Me what?
I'm talking about you. Put yourself in that situation, because what you're
I'm
doing...
who though? I'm which person?
You're the single man.
And the person said to me to go out with one of my cousins.
Yes. Yes.
It depends. It depends what... If they're not blood related, properly not blood related, and I know them... Because that's the problem with some. You don't even know sometimes. You'll be like one... Suddenly...
In this case,
we know.
You know that...
And I actually like them.
Yes.
I will deal with them.
Yes, Negro, yes. We're gonna rub, yes.
I would deal with them. There's cousins in parties that I've seen in the past. I don't know who the hell they are. I'm like, but I'm just assuming they're not my blood related because I don't know who they are.
That's what he just asked you.
Yeah, but I don't know who they are. I'm just going because there's somebody there. So it's cousin's cousin or something like that. That's different. But if they were actually in my...
Who's that there?
Yeah, exactly. You have to try identifying
Are
which
we
one is-
related?
Where's the blood that is coming from the thing. But I would think there's nothing wrong with it at all.
Simple.
I don't think there ain't anything wrong with that.
So
I might have been pre in the thing from a long time anyway. Real talk.
that's fair enough.
I would think it'd be disingenuous to suggest that you could be around a woman that you know isn't actually your blood family relative, and if she's attractive in any way and you don't actually get on, it will cross your mind. If you're a human being, it just would.
You just can't bang and leave though. You have to stay.
That's the only thing. That is the contemplation that you would have. It's not
because you would treat that
you should
one
just-
with respect.
Yeah, you have
innit?
to
It's
take it on board as a serious thing.
Yeah.
Really, you shouldn't even bang unless
shouldn't.
unless you know.
Yeah,
that you're
you're on it.
definitely
Yeah.
yeah,
You're on
exactly. So that's what that's for me. That's a no brainer for me,
fair enough.
and I don't mean no brain. No.
Oh dear.
Webs.
Yes.
So are you the only no then?
Have you?
Oh my god.
My God.
Why are you all looking at me?
I'm just
You have ever given?
No.
You don't lie, man.
Well, you know what? After we all just said it's fine, why is it when we thought he was gonna say yes, everybody's like,
Because
oh no,
Webb
oh,
shouldn't touch
no,
any
oh,
woman
no.
that's family to him. That's like a poison in the family.
You shouldn't touch any woman. Full stop.
Whoa.
That's like a poison.
God damn.
Wow.
Sticky fingered one.
Anyway, moving on.
So you haven't?
No.
Yes, he has.
Shut up.
Shut up your mouth.
It was the tone.
Wolf, you wouldn't do it.
Look at the smile on his face.
Nah.
It's a woman, isn't it?
It's-
And she's not related.
Do you know what?
Why wouldn't I?
The way that you, man, have just said yes very easily and simply. I don't know.
She's
It's
not
really-
blood related.
Yeah, but you see her as like a family member. You see her as
a fit
blood,
family member.
as cousins.
She's
Have
come
you-
round. We've played
Yeah, but
together.
have you
know
never
what?
grown up with those kind of people and felt like they are literally like your brother or sister?
Yeah, but then when you get to 35 and things is not happening, you might start looking at them different.
Yeah, clock's ticking out.
Exactly.
Like, look,
Get
look.
together.
Remember, look.
I'm 35. You're 35. Let's get together.
Remember, what was that film called? I think it was Avalanche, innit? Where the plane crashes and
When
the
people
plane-
start eating each
yeah,
other.
Yeah, when the plane crashed, they all saw each other as friends and stuff, and we got to get through this together. And all of a sudden, some of them started seeing the rest of them as food.
Innit?
And that's what happens, bruv. Circumstances makes you what you are.
With regards to this situation, yeah, right? Let's say that we're just gonna twist it up just a slightly bit, yeah. If one of your best friends, yeah, asked to date your sister, would you feel a way about it?
Every man rubbed the back of their head, you know, at the same time. Jesus.
I'm never gonna forget that day.
I love them random questions that Wahala comes up with because a lot of the time shit has actually happened.
I'm never gonna forget that day because the answer that because we were watching from afar.
Did you? Was
We
you?
was watching and all we hear you go, it's my sister.
Oh, good. I didn't know that you man were watching.
I'm
still.
busy.
We was watching from
Do you know
afar.
what?
'Cause
I
I'm
was
like,
kind of speechless though.
as you should be.
Yes.
As you should be. Because
Yeah.
that's what like I said. That is like it was a location. It wasn't even somewhere like you taking them to the house. It was outside. It's like something that crossed your mind, and that was what you decided. You need to ask that person there and then.
I was in shock.
You should be in shock.
That came across when you was looking in it.
Yeah.
How did I answer?
Yes, Steph. I think that answer.
It was like not only a no, in fact, because the word no, I don't think even came
I
out.
don't
It was
think
like,
I said no.
yeah, it was like,
It was just like,
why on earth would you ever think to even ask me such a stupid question? Like that's just like I thought you were smart. That's the stupidest question anybody could ask.
Did I dismiss you like that?
I don't think he did. All I remember him
Yeah,
going was,
yeah.
"That's my sister."
No, that's
Hang on, wait. Was it Stav that asked?
It was just us.
It could only be Stav.
You bloody bastard.
Only he has the egotistical mind to go and ask the next man
You
if you
bastard.
could date his sister.
Oh my God.
And why not?
Yeah, but isn't this similar to what we're talking
They
about?
do them kind of thing in Goodfellas. Exactly.
It is,
Exactly.
but then it is.
It's not even that bad because it's not like I grew up together. It's not close.
No, it's not. It's not that bad.
You
And
know,
to- and
I don't think it's that bad. And in hindsight, maybe I should have reacted differently.
I think that if it was,
I
I
put
think
it this way. Yeah, I was afraid of Mr. Wolf after that.
What? Well, seriously.
I was scared that I had crossed the line, that there was no no coming back from. Yeah, like I had crossed that boundary. The reaction I got, like he said, he was speechless. Mr. Wolf is never speechless.
See,
yeah?
I think it would
he's a slow talker, but he's never speechless.
I think it would be different if every single one of us, man, said it than when you said it. Because you and him were quite close. You were close. So if I...
Well, you know.
No, but... you crossed that line, man. You crossed that line.
Crossed the
But,
line.
so if I said it to him, I think you'd have a different reaction than if you said it.
Better or
Simply,
worse?
I think you'd have a better reaction because I'm not as close to him as you are. You two were very close at the time, and it was just like...
I think...
And plus, he's seen you deal with one of his brother's cousins. It's like you're going for family members.
Okay, let's put it that way then. Yeah, because we worked together, and you saw my first actual real girlfriend. You knew her, and you know that I knew her brother before I started dating her. I knew her cousins. I knew a lot of her family, and
It's a bit of a pathology. Isn't
yeah, you know what happened actually. I don't know if I ever said this story on a podcast, but I know you guys have heard it before. I realized we worked together in the office, and then at some point I just fell for her, and I told the boss. The boss is her cousin. All right, I remember it. My memory is so crap, and I remember this. We was in a car, and I told him, and he said, "What?" And he started to laugh. He's like, "I got to call her brother. He called her brother, who's a boxer, by the way. Yeah. He called her brother and said, "You got to hear this. You got to hear this. You got to hear what Stav's got to say." Yeah. What? Bruv, I like your sister. Guess what happened?
He started laughing.
This
as well.
man laughed the phone down, and halfway through, when he caught his breath, "You can't deal with her, bro." This is the exact words he said verbatim. "She's gonna eat you up and spit you out. Go for it." He said, "You cannot
Go for it, you know?
He said, "You cannot deal with my sister. You're not ready for her."
You're not built
The
like
man was completely
man enough.
and 100% correct. Completely right. That laugh, 3 years later on down the line, I knew exactly why he was laughing. I was not built for his sister at all. So the point is, yeah, I guess it happened once before, and I got a completely different reaction than when it happened with you.
Yeah, I was in shock. Just straight up.
The location made it worse, man.
But did I take him to the side? It wasn't like I was in
We
front
was
of
at a
everyone.
club.
No.
Yeah, it was outside of like one
Yeah,
club.
it was friends and family.
Family. And it's like you just see them in friends and family or whatever, and then decide that, I'm going to go for this. Mr. Wolf.
I'm gonna go.
Ask Mr.
I'm
Wolf.
gonna go for this, man. I can imagine him in the mirror, like in the bathroom, thinking, "Right, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it like that."
No, I think it came out of nowhere. That's what I'm saying. I think it came.
I don't think I even thought about it.
I think it came, no. There's no way he could have thought about it and asked you. In my head, those are the things that you do after the fact. It's happened now. Me and your sister are getting married.
I regret
You tell him when you're getting married.
You know what?
We're getting married.
We never. I don't think. This is how many years ago, man? This will be 8-9 years ago. Never been spoken about since. This black goes and bring it. This is.
It was hilarious, man. Because I just saw Mr. Wolf guy. It's my sister. And I don't know how many of us was, because it wasn't just me. It has to have probably been Welsh that was with us. And we was just looking from the other side like, what's going on here? Like, and then later you told me what happened. I was like, why would you do that? And he was like, I don't know.
Something came out of me. I don't know. All right.
The ego has landed.
Swiftly moving on. I love you, babes. I don't think she's heard that story. Mostly everything she's heard. I don't know if she's heard that one.
Get home.
What? What's wrong with you? Everyday embarrassment.
Everyday embarrassment.
Everyday embarrassment.
Habitual
Everyday
embarrassment.
embarrassment. Everyday
like I said,
embarrassment.
this is why I say I love my wife, because things that bother
Yeah, you have to.
other
That's
women.
like a serious
Things,
disclaimer.
things that bother other women don't bother my woman, which is why she's my woman. All right. Last one.
I like that.
All right. A father has lost a damages claim against the London IVF clinic after his ex-partner forged his signature to use frozen embryos. So what's happened is, man and wife had issues having children. They went and got IVF treatment. They took his sperm and froze it. They gave, they used this thing in 2008, had a child. Wonderful. Unfortunately, in 2010, they broke up. Now, years later on, this woman wanted another child. Now, I don't know if she couldn't find another man, or she just said she wanted the children to be biological, whatever. Now, what happens is that every year, they ask the man and the woman to sign to say, do you still want us to keep these frozen things? And they were signing at the time. Now, what had happened was, she went and forged this signature and said, yes, for one, keep the stuff.
And she used
without him even knowing about it, because they weren't together anymore. And then two, she went forward and said,
I don't think it works like that, I think what they do is you sign a thing at the beginning when you take the original eggs and
did you read the article?
I did. But I think what they do is that you sign it for, and they ask you, do you want to keep it for a set period of time? And you sign it for yes. And I think what she got them to sign is to actually say that she can use it.
Interesting.
See, there's a thing now, because I'm trying to find a thing. Anyway, either way, she forged a signature that for it to be used on her. After they were not together anymore, he was not in the picture. He didn't know nothing about it. It was successful. She gave birth to a child, and he sued the IVF company, saying they need to look after all the finances for this child. School,
all of it, boy.
University, holidays, anything that this child needs, clothing, you need to pay for it because
you're the daddy.
Yeah, in essence, yeah.
Yo, baby.
Yeah, he lost
because
I think the judge said it's not a slant on you.
Yeah,
because
I think the judge was on his side.
Yeah, but I can't make these people pay. The woman is the one that did the forgery. They got tricked as well as you did. So I can't make them pay for the mistake. It was indeed a mistake. Hopefully they're gonna have to change some sort of procedure to make sure that things can't happen.
So he's
the way
still
it
responsible, though.
Yeah, and he said the thing that made me a bit sad about it, he actually said this beautiful baby girl that he kind of loves still, but he doesn't feel like he should be responsible for the payment of the child. Simple and plain. So he still cares for the child, but he just sees it as, every time you see it, you see it as a bad thing in it because this person's tricked you.
So what's the question?
I don't know. There's different. Basically, the situation was thrown at us, and it's like, what do you think about it? I guess there's different ways you can look at it. You can ask, what do you think about should there be a punishment on the woman? You could ask, should the IVF company be held responsibility? It should be that if the woman then went to sue for child support, should she have a leg to stand on? I guess there's many different angles you can come from. Just pick one and come at it.
Is it the same as somebody pricking a condom?
Similar.
But do you think it's like the same way?
Similar.
I don't know.
I don't see how the judge didn't. I don't see how the judge didn't hold the company culpable here. Simply because right now every single man on this table has fingerprint ID for their phone just to get into their phone, or some people have iris scan for their phone. There's 3D facial recognition thing coming out just to unlock your phone. So I've got that level of high technology to unlock my phone.
I was right.
And all you need is dual signature to give away my sperms. Are you a madman? Are you a fucking idiot? Of course that company should be paying me money. Should be paying for that child. And the woman should get a criminal record as well, because what she did was 419.
Yeah, she should definitely get
of the highest order.
She wasn't the one that was in court.
Yeah, he didn't take, but she should definitely something should happen to her.
Can I just say, after the couple had a son together through IVF at the clinic in 2008, a number of embryos were frozen, and they signed agreements annually for these to remain in storage.
So
you black bastard.
So why
they split up?
So why did he sign it after the split up?
No, not after the split up.
But he did, because it's 2 years.
So she must have frauded it for the 2 years.
She's forged it, innit?
Well,
he's partly to blame as well, because
I would have told him straight, don't get that woman. Like, you should have contacted the doctors.
Destroy my sperms.
Yeah, but why would he think that she would do that?
it doesn't
It
matter.
make a difference. If your sperm is no longer something you want to save anymore.
Listen.
Why is it there?
But because
When
the point
back
is,
in the day when you used to link women, yeah, would you ever leave your used condom in the house?
No.
Take that shit with you, right? There you go.
the thing is, you've gone to the clinic, you've done your thing,
And you do
you've
take
had
shit with you.
you've had your child, And then every year you need to sign. So we're together. We'll sign it in case we want another child. We've broken up. And you know that in a year's time, it's not going to be there anymore. They're going to dispose of it. So
you
don't necessarily.
the company's
I mean,
going
it's
to
like,
do their job.
Yeah, you don't necessarily think I must run to this place. This woman is going to forge my signature
running, mate.
and have a child.
Kind of
I think in hindsight you would say that you would do that, but in reality,
I would wake up in a sweat and I'd be like, I left the condom in the house. That's what I'd be like. And I'd go and
Oh
sort it
my
out.
God!
Yeah.
So you're blaming the man is part. Everybody's to blame then, basically.
Man is partly to blame. The company should definitely pay for the you, and the woman should get a criminal record. It's that simple.
How much percentage do you give on the man in terms of blame?
In terms of blame,
It's got to be a low one, bro.
I would say it's a low one, not because he's a guy and I'm a guy, but just because like he could argue that the fail safes weren't in place.
Because it's like in a job interview, or they ask you, what could you have done better?
Yeah, exactly. So
would
he
you send
can give an argument for that. She's a fucking thief and they're idiots.
Would you send? Would you send a woman to jail? Would you send a woman to jail?
The problem is I can't send her to jail.
No, but if you can though, if you had the option
no,
to go to prison, would you do it?
But I wouldn't, because it negatively affects the child. The child ain't
Yeah.
done nothing to no one.
That's the problem.
Would you remove the womb then?
What for her?
I'm not even going back into that shit again, man.
I remove her womb.
I'm not even going back there again.
I removed
please,
the womb.
Please, let's
Yeah,
go
Your
back
Honor.
there again.
Your Honor.
I'm sure you lost about 50,000 women listeners just by that comment alone.
Who? 50,000. Which comment are you talking about?
The womb removing.
Them, look, I don't care about them women. You know why I don't care about them? They ain't grown hair. They ain't grown hair before. People are taking it for simple.
Is that something you need to talk about?
Haven't grown.
You know what? Yeah.
hair.
You know what? I'm saying this now. But when I told my missus, when I said to my missus what Simple said, people need to understand my missus is a loctician, and obviously she has long hair as well. She said, I can't understand what you said.
Thank you very much.
And I said to what?
Thank you very much.
She goes to me, I don't think you should remove the room. That's ridiculous, obviously. But she said,
she understands the emotion.
She said that
You people, your ego's too big, man.
and
It's
that-
hair.
that's
It's hair.
right,
You
boy.
know?
I was like, it's hair. That's all. It's hair.
that
But she goes, nah.
people-
A lot of
but
time
listen,
goes into that hair growing.
Listen to how proud you are of your one little beard. It's not even a full one.
Listen. Why are you taking a picture out of my bed for you, bastard?
I'm just saying. You look at how proud of it you are.
I'm not proud of this beard. I wanted to cut it off.
How long did it take
Cut
you
it
to
off, man.
How long did
Please.
My missus wants it though.
How long did it take you to get there?
Why, Mrs.?
About
Why?
3 bucks.
Sister-in-law, why do you want this?
Leave him, man.
It's something before touching it.
Just shape it up, bruv.
I don't know what happened.
Man's
there.
got some Wolverine thing going on, bro.
He does look like
Why?
he does look like Hugh Jackman. He does.
I got like you know what it is, yeah. As much as I'm cutting your hairline, my hairline's faded back in the middle of my beard. I got like a landing strip in the middle. Can you see?
Yeah, it's like a bum chin type thing.
I don't know what's going on with my beard, man. It's ridiculous.
Bum cheek hair.
I hate it because one day my dad started to floss on us. You know, one day he decided not to shave, and that was it. He just had one beard. I was like, "What's this come? Where did this come from?" He's like, "I just do it."
Did we talk about this beard thing then?
Oh, we haven't, you know.
Nope, you didn't. You missed it last week.
I don't even know.
I
what
don't
it is.
even know.
I have no
I
idea.
haven't. So what is it?
Hold on, did you want to talk about the last thing first?
Yeah, sorry.
IVF.
Oh
Sorry.
no, the IVF thing. Yeah, I completely agree with Simple. She should actually get beat up as well.
What's wrong with you people beating up women, man? What's wrong with you?
I'm not backing the beating up though.
I think she should get a slap or two. Simple as that.
Well, Archie slap.
Yeah, take her back to her youth.
Oh my god.
What about
The company?
The company needs to be held accountable as well, because they have these things in place to make sure both parties are protected. They were not in the man's best interest, so they should be held accountable for that.
I just think the man can't be held liable to pay for
Anything.
I mean, he should because it's the dad.
Morally-
But I don't think legally that they can say
Yeah,
they
he
can
should
force
have to
him
make the decision as to whether or not he wants to. Like the child support services shouldn't be coming to his house, basically.
Bruv.
When he comes to the house, he should have like a certificate to show him. It's not mine, baby.
Bruv, the company was storing the man's DNA. That's his actual IP, innit?
Yeah,
His
It is-
actual
it's-
IP, and they didn't have any security
It's
measure in
not even
place.
IP address. That's his MAC address.
That's his MAC address, and they
IP changes. You get me? MAC address
it's
straight.
basically stealing of his intellectual property.
exactly. So I don't understand how now the safety measure that you've got in place
Copyright infringement.
is less than a fingerprint scan on an iPhone. Come on, bruv.
All right.
Or face recognition.
My WhatsApp messages are more safe. What kind of thing is that?
It's true.
Can somebody explain the beard thing to me?
Oh, Bear Gang. Okay, so this.
So you know it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Some long thing, new fad going around again. It's cultural thing. Beards are back in, innit?
It's been back in for years now, man.
Yeah, but it's like fever pitch thing. So they started creating these Facebook groups as they do. So they got these Facebook groups, Beard Gang and all this business, beard appreciation, all that rubbish.
No, but there's one particular though, isn't it? One group I think called Beard Gang. One American man started a group, and suddenly I think like tens of thousands of people that started to join it.
Yeah.
All right.
And then with this, obviously, us men have run a group, that comes with problems and thing.
Yeah.
And there's been more than one occasion where woman's been in the group gassing talk about Beard Gang. The man's also a member of the group and she don't know about it. And he comes over and it's like, oh, so this is what you're out here doing. Basically, relationships have been falling over all over the place for this thing.
Because of the beard thing. Not just the beard, there's two. There's two that came at the same
So
time.
I'm confused. Women are going into this group. Oh, so is
Basically,
the group for men or women?
It's for men to join to show their beards. But what's happening is become like an Instagram thing where mans are just going there posting pictures of themselves with beards.
Yeah.
And then women are now going there dashing their pantaloon at the man. Like, oh my God, you're buff, blah, 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 pantaloon, all that the man on Facebook.
All right.
And then obviously
I can relate.
Their mans are obviously seeing their woman then dashing panty at the man. And like, what the hell is going on?
So it's like my woman going to a bed group and talking, and I see her in another group.
Talking about the man, saying how you're buff, you're this.
But why would somebody in a relationship go and put themselves
That's
in
the point. But there's two groups.
Oh, the Facebook group.
Hold on. Yeah, there's two groups. Because there's a beard one and there's a grey tracksuit one.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. There's a grey sweatpants one, yeah.
To talk about dick.
So here's one of the dramas now. In the bear group one now, there's one guy who put his picture in there, and he's been talking like he's single. His baby mum saw the picture, come in there, took a picture of herself with the 2 children and him and the 2 children, and said, "Why are you out here promoting like you're single and you haven't got any children? Look at your children there."
When it works well.
And it blew up. That blew up, big thing. And then there was another incident with the grey sweatpants one again, where a woman's talking reckless about man in grey sweatpants and the boyfriend.
What's the
grey?
grey?
Boyfriend
I don't get that.
Basically, they say when a man wears grey tracksuit bottoms, it highlights the tings more.
Yeah,
Oh,
a woman
see.
can see the outline.
They can
of
see the
things.
The outline of the dick.
Yeah, so they prefer men to wear grey sweatpants.
Mm.
So
No.
yeah,
Oh.
I like to know what I'm getting.
yeah.
So basically, the women in the beard group thing should just get their own beard group, because there are women out there with beards. So start your own Facebook group, and then everything will be fine.
No, but to be honest, this is the same thing that happens when mans have those groups where they just post random women in it. It's just that this all happens to be random women. They seem to be attainable men. That's the problem.
I don't. What is the big deal?
And then there should be a camel toe.
Men are
group
going
as
on
well.
like bitches. There's some men that's got nothing to do with the women and are crying about the fact that other women are in groups looking at men. And I'm just like, what's your problem? Why are you crying about it for? Like, they're like, oh, why are you women out here looking at man, iron man? Like, so
I
what?
told my woman when I heard about it, and she said, "Oh, it's just where women can go and look at man." I said, "Have you joined?" She's like, "No, you can join. She can join and look at man if all she wants."
I don't mind you looking at the man. I would mind if my missus was going there to be commenting on the man.
If she's talking on the thing, then
Reckless.
that's a disrespect.
You're talking reckless
It's
there.
a disrespect.
But if you're just there looking, iron, and maybe two like,
Unless you can make a joke. You can make a joke. You can make a joke.
double
You can make a
taps.
joke.
you can like the
But
picture
there's-
and then come off the picture. And even like, it shouldn't be the heart one either. It should only be like.
And the
standard
thing is, because my beard is when it's grown, it's fantastic. I was doing the Rick Ross before Rick Ross, so I hated when people were like, "Oh, you like Rick Ross?" No, I had the Rick Ross look before Rick Ross was there, and my wife doesn't like the massive beard.
Yeah, that's why you.
Oh, sorry, no, she doesn't mind the beard. She doesn't like the bald head.
Oh, okay.
So the reason I'm not bald anymore is because of my missus.
Well, but that thinning that's happening right there, but
Can you imagine? Exactly, I'm thinning now. I was like, well, it's time. I need to do a Mr. Wolf and cut the hair, and she won't have it. She's like, no, I want the hair. I'd rather you have thinning hair than be bald. And because I'm the dutiful husband, I grow my hair. Still.
that's weird, you know, because as me and stuff, as men, we don't like doing things that we don't like to do. But then when it comes to certain strange things that your woman requests, we'll do it.
I live for my woman, so
Yeah, you lot have always been like that.
I live for my woman. I die for the funk. I live for the funk. So that's it. So yeah. So all this talk about this is why I can talk on the mic and say what I'm saying, because end of the day, when I go home, I'm her servant.
What?
No.
I am my wife's servant.
Let me tell you right now.
No biblical terms right here, man.
A lot of women are wetting their pants. Wetting their pants. Listen. No, seriously, because for a man to say that, and he's saying that with openness and reality and honesty there. You get me? And that...
Yeah, but use a little masculine word. Let's say something like you're her knight. Or something like that.
Nah.
Man says servant, you know.
Nah, because she's similar to you as well.
Yeah, everything. My first thought when I make moves in life is, how is this going to benefit my wife and child, my family? I don't live for myself.
Yeah.
So,
I agree with that. I live for my woman
I
as
am
well.
a servant to my family, to my nuclear family, or my new nuclear family now. Whereas I was a servant to the family with my mum and dad before I moved out and got married. Now I'm a servant to my wife and child.
See,
So
I agree with you,
so
because I also live for my woman.
That's
Women-
the
women
correct term,
alone.
though.
Even if I get things wrong, and I do get things very wrong often, when I do the things wrong, I still think at the beginning my intention was to do right, right? So
Even when I'm wrong, I get
no,
my
but
point across.
no, but I'm saying like
They
there's
just
times when
picture me the
where
boss.
she may think that I've done the wrong thing, but my original intention was to do something that I thought would be okay with her, if that makes any sense. Yeah, so I get with that, but I don't know if I'm gonna call myself any woman's servant, fam.
Well, that's your business, boy.
I'll call her the
What are
knight,
you then? What are you?
king, anything that's there with stature.
But
I'm not bending the knee, bruv. I'm not calling out here,
I
bruv.
I will bend my knee for my wife.
Well, you're not my man.
You know, Jon
What?
Snow.
I'm not Jon
Jon
Snow.
Snow.
I don't bend the knee, bruv.
Listen, I'm proud of being.
I'll lift you up,
I'm proud of that. I'm
But I
proud of
ain't
that.
bending down.
Jon Snow never bend the knee. Jon Snow.
If you're gonna be
bend the
higher than
knee.
me, it's because I picked you up to be higher than me. I ain't bending the knee, fam.
All right, so what about the rest of you guys then? Quickly before we shoot off, because we're running long.
I'm half Jamaican. I'm from Maroon Town. We don't do servant business up there.
You think Nigerians do?
We don't do servant business in Maroon Town. Those are the people that didn't do any slavery. We didn't get put into slavery or none of that.
So
What about
this
this
likeness came from where?
Huh?
This likeness came from where?
This line came from where?
This likeness came from where?
What likeness?
You like
This is
you.
Oh, the likeness.
That creamy
the
crack
likeness.
skin that you have.
Man said creamy crack skin, you know. It's alright, save.
Carol's daughter.
That's Igbo, isn't it? That's Igbo tribe. That's how it is.
Now, you know what? For me, Stavros is not speaking in the literal term as, you know,
No, he is.
like a butler. You
No,
understand?
but he is.
No, he is. And he's a very bad servant because he hasn't fixed a shower.
She punishes
Yeah,
you.
You
I
know
mean-
what? You know what?
I
It's fucked up that he said that.
You people don't know a full story in life, because maybe that's what she wants.
Is the shower fixed?
But no, maybe that's what she wants. But as a leader, sometimes, because he said, king and all this and that, I can be a servant and a leader at the same time. And sometimes you have to make an executive decision that there's something more important than this shower. So maybe you might want the shower done, but it's not what you need. Yeah,
I get you what you need, woman.
exactly.
nah, I kind of co-sign Stavros there.
So are you a servant then? You don't want to hear? Yeah. Okay.
You're a
I
servant.
think
You're your woman's servant.
she's my
I'm gonna get
servant.
cussed
She's my
for this,
servant, and I'm as simple as that.
You know what? We're always gonna be looking at me and saying, "Your brother's somebody's servant. You can't even just be anything."
We serve. My wife and I serve
it's-
each other,
it's-
and that's the way. That's the way it should be.
But then you're not a servant, then are you?
You can serve.
That's what I'm saying. You serve.
You
each other.
heard the
I serve
term
my
one
family.
one hand wash the other, both wash the face.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
That's what it is.
That's
but
what it
you're
is.
thinking servant. Oh,
The rel-
I've got a tray of
Wahala
food
just
and I'm
doesn't
giving
like the
it to you.
terminology.
I
The
don't
yeah.
like that term.
The
Yeah,
relationship,
it's the term that you
relationship
don't
is the face.
I just told you
And
everything
each-
about me is powerful, and you're putting me down to servant levels.
Yeah, but if you think
Any
of it in
Benson.
the literal term like that, then it's not like that.
His breath is powerful. All right, so let's
Like Philip Drummond.
finish with the thing. So
The
church
world
notes.
don't move to the beat of just one drum.
What might be right for you may not.
I know
be
you would
right
carry
for
on. This
someone
is your
else.
church notes, man.
He would. I knew
Innit?
he would.
I
just looked at you.
See, this is what I'm saying. You're talking your way out of vision.
All right, let me just go first anyway. All right, guys. Catch me at Big Wahala on Insta and on Twitter. Catch Only the Brave on Twitter 52 weeks later. At One Stop Dreadlock Shock for your dreadlock needs. Check out No Place to Go Home by JJ Bola. Check out Mensa by Bonti Anai. I'm gonna keep bigging up things. Stav, you was meant to do that weekly thing, by the way, of your recommendations of the
Yeah,
week.
when it comes to my turn, I'll do my thing. I've even got a name for it now.
I haven't really got a recommendation this week though. Still,
Good.
I did listen to the Gigs album today. I wasn't that.
It's not worth a recommend.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really?
I think I like him as an artist that features. I don't think I like albums of him.
He's a very good featured artist.
Mm.
Who's next?
This is Mr. Wolf. You can get me on Instagram. It's Yemi Online. No, that's Twitter. And on Instagram, Yemi's Insta. Yeah.
You see how the voice gets
So-
sexy all of a sudden.
I don't know. And
You can catch me
as much as these men don't celebrate the whole, I don't think that they're for the whole Black History Month. There are a lot of good things that are going on out there. A lot of galleries and certain events that are taking place.
Yeah, I partake in the events.
Yeah. So what I would say is that look at our Twitter page and what have you, and I'll post them up.
Oh yeah,
this coming week.
sorry, go on.
No, I'm done.
Oh, okay, cool. At Simple Simon FB on Twitter, not on them Instagram business. On the note of this African Black History Month, sorry, there is Africa on the Square in Trafalgar Square on Saturday. But
Yes.
obviously, you're gonna hear this on Tuesday, so
What's
it's
the
already
date
up
Saturday
on.
now?
The date is the 10th of October.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we literally has already happened. So, yeah, God.
Yeah, so it's already happened in a funny kind of
So
way.
why you telling them for?
Why not, innit?
I need reverse time to go there.
If you were
Oh.
there, did you have a good time?
It wasn't bad, you know. It wasn't bad at all. And one podcast I want to shout out, them
You
man
said
there
it's happening on
tomorrow.
DeLorean. bro.
let me know about it because I'll be out tomorrow, so I might pass through. Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
So you're saying them man their podcast, big them up,
Yeah, big them
dirty
up, man.
bastards, a lot of them. Dirty bastards, but funny as hell though.
Them man let me know that I might see heaven in life. Just might.
All now I want to know what that Savage Dan girl, the way he talked about that girl is like he wanted to meet her on Maury or something.
You
The one with
are
the hijab?
not.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to see what she looks like.
You are not the father.
I don't care. I don't know if he cares if he's the father or not. He just wants to see her again.
I wonder if a trans went on there and how they would do that.
Good grief. Go on.
DJ Webbs on Instagram, DJ Webslinger on Twitter. The other guy's on a hiatus, but you've seen him around. I am my partner to my partner, and my partner is my partner to me. I just wanted to say that.
So you're not a servant.
No.
See it there.
And to all the listeners, thank you for listening, and thank you for sending in your tweets and comments and reviews and things for us to read and look at. Much appreciated. Keep it up.
Okay, everyone's done. Wonderful. All right, cool. Yes. All right. What?
Why take so long, man?
I was just checking. You can cut it out. I am Stavros Boss. My recommendation of the week, which I'm gonna call Stavros Says.
So you got a whole thing that's your whole name now.
Yes. I told you. I told
Wendy
you.
Williams, isn't he?
I don't want to do the podcast.
Yeah. Well, if,
Stavros says.
when you.
I don't want to be a part of the podcast if you don't want me here, but I've got a segment if you want it.
But I got a segment.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Go on, Wendy.
All right, my recommendation. Stavros Says you should listen to a music form from South Africa. For those of you that have been listening long enough, you know I'm a house head. I'm very much into house. I started off, just with beepy boppy stuff. I got deeper and deeper and deeper, and now I've got right deep into a house. Like a variant that's branched off from South African house, like from Kwaito, and it's called Kwam, but you have to put a in it, and I can't say it. It's like
It's a closer
Kwam.
word.
Kwam. But
Kwam.
it's spelled it's spelled how you spell it? GQOM. Alright? And it's a subgenre of house from the ghettos of South Africa, of Durham. And I don't think it's known in this country. So I think you should just put that in YouTube, that GQOM. If you are into house, if you're not into house, don't bother. But it's a beautiful style of music. It comes with a wonderful dancing. It's like dancing comes with it, and South African dancing is running things right now. The Nigerian music is running things, and Afrobeats is running things, but the dancing from South Africa is running things right now. These people can dance, and you see it with this music. They go hand in hand. So that's what I'm saying. You can catch me at Stavros Boss everywhere. Collectively, you can catch us at ESN Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. You can search for us at Eloquently Saying Nothing on Facebook. Join us there. You can also send your questions to Facebook. You can DM us on Instagram and Twitter, or you can send a long form question in to our email, which is esnpodcast@gmail.com. For our 7th year anniversary last week, but I guess that was the week before. This is the week after, so we're kind of still living our celebration. Maybe we should just do the whole month. It's a celebration, just a celebration, bitches. Enjoy. What we're asking for you to do to help us celebrate is to rate and review us on your Apple Podcasts, please. So if you have an Apple phone or iTunes or whatever, please rate and review the podcast. That will help us move up the ladder and hopefully leapfrog some of these people that have been doing podcasts for 12 minutes that have more followers than us.
Yeah, and what I would say to those who do listen, I'm sure you have done, but if you haven't, send the podcast to someone who you haven't sent it to. Yeah, someone who you feel that may benefit from it. So send it through. Boom, bad man thing.
Yeah, and Ghanaians,
there's no hope. You're not going to qualify for the World Cup.
I agree with that.
it's a lot better than what I was going to say. So thank you very much. We are out.
And remember, people, if you ain't saying nothing, say it.
Slag for life.